Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine. Thanks for joining me live here on YouTube. A really dirty computer screen. I don't think I've ever cleaned the screen. I've had it for like 5 years. Don't worry, there's no dirty on it. Just spittle from exasperation. So, as you may have seen me earlier on, well, I don't know if it crosses over the old YouTube and Instagram. I don't put much on Instagram these days. I just kind of feel like got a certain level, a certain standard, and I won't just put any shite on there, and then I just don't do anything in the end. Thank you for the one person who's watching right now. That's very kind of you. This is a bit of preamble, and I'll just waffle on. Hopefully, Peter's going to be joining me. Maybe the lovely Craig from Kent from Craig's Berry Vales. He might be joining me. I think maybe not. Let's see. Yeah. So if you saw me around on YouTube on Instagram earlier, I was doing. Hey, here we go. Late, lol, good evening. Yeah, I know it initially said 3 o'clock, but then Peter started talking about cooking roast dinners. I'm like, fuck it. If you don't worry about it, mate, I'll just go out. So this is officially 6 hours late. Kinda postponed. You're lucky that you're getting it all, to be honest. You probably should find something better to do your evenings than watching this bullshit. But yeah, so if you saw me earlier, I had quite a nice afternoon. Went to a couple of places. I'll talk about the beer I've got in my glass in a moment. And you know what? I think I did find myself thinking. I watch people like Peter and Harry, who will talk for fucking ever. Here in lies one of the men who kept me company earlier, Sam. I kind of don't feel like I've got the fuel in the tank in a variety of ways to just waffle inanely. But then it proved to myself that I did. So you're going to keep on riding riding the wave, aren't you? And so I'd hi Rob, nice live earlier, bang on with Liz Miracle. Thanks, thanks, Lee. Yeah. So I just thought I'll pop out. I needed to go to Asda, go to Asda to get some bits. Mainly breakfast stuff for tomorrow for me and my little boy. And I thought, while I'm out, hey Thomas, how you doing, buddy? And yeah, I thought I'll pop to Salt because I've been to Salt for a while. Yeah, see if there's anyone else around. I popped out somewhere else nearby as well. Which I knew. I thought I'd have some decent stuff, and they did actually. They were a bit different. I don't think I've saved that one to Instagram, even though there's some quality content there. Content creator that I am. Oh yeah, problematic hooded top and hoodie underneath. I'm all about the merch, mate. It is what it is. So yeah, it was quite nice. It's quite nice, but I mean, I was on the tipping point because I had beer for like 3 hours. Well, 3.5 hours, 3 and 4, nearly 4 hours actually. I could have easily just fallen asleep. But I thought, no, I'll have a fucking beer because I think Peter's going to join me. I think Peter's replied actually. Be there in a sec. So I thought, why not? Because you know what? Why not? Talking to someone else is better than talking about just fucking watching telly on your own, innit? I guess. But the beer. Oh, a few more bits. Another one from Adam. Adam, if you fancy a chat, mate, jump on. Could always talk about our upcoming trip to Liverpool if you fancy it. LOL better than Girlfriends, which is what the other half is watching. Drinking Saganot's Blood Orange Oval Blonde. Have you noticed that Saganot are doing beers exclusively for Home Bargains? Do the Neapolitan, the blueberry maple pancake one, and one I've not heard of. So yeah, fucking O'Baggins getting on exclusive importer craft ale range. So yeah, I mean, I know there's been a lot of streams the last couple of days. I know Harry did a big one on Friday. I think he's watching some shit film. and Craig did like a monster yesterday for like 5 hours with everybody in the world. So don't expect too much from this. I like to set my stand. Set your expectations low and potentially be nicely surprised. So, come on, let's give them some. Let's put some fucking meat on. Put some meat on the bones of this bullshit. Boom. Beer in the carnage is there. Beak Cosmic Control double IPA, 8% ABV. Don't say what hops are in it. It just says full-on juice with our good friends from Beak Brewing, Beak Brewery. I do plant. This is one thing I'll probably talk to Peter about, actually, as we will be involved in a number of gatherings collectively. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So a few more comments. Got Lee again saying, no work tomorrow. Got a couple of big overtime beers in my fridge. Nice. I'm not working tomorrow either, but I sent my little boy to school, so can't go crazy. Got a couple. I've got this, and I've got an Imperial Stout from Verdant potentially to. I feel a bit full. I had my tea late. Oh, I don't like having my tea late. Oh no, not these days. And then Adam again says, yes, that's where I got it. It's not Saginaw. That we are getting it off. It's important that he's doing them a deal, I think. Yes, it is from Heathcote, I think they call Heathwicks or something like that. They're the importers. They've imported a load of stuff. They imported 6 Point back in the past. I was in contact with them at one point. Sent me some free shit. But all right, that's cool. How is it, Adam? The blood orange oval blonde beers don't really kind of get your fucking motor running, do they? Talking about blondes that get your motor running. I just got Adam saying he's having a Saginaw blood orange oval blonde, which he got from Home Bargains.
Oh, nice bit of blood orange.
So I'm curious, yeah, because I'm going to share it with the group. There's that wasn't one of them, but there was 3 beers from Saginaw are going in exclusively into Home Bargains, no less.
Jesus.
I know. They're getting in on the game. Probably a better beer range than Asda.
Well, it's not hard to beat, really, in the grand scheme of things.
He's only just finished his tea.
Oh, he doesn't
I
half
had
eat
mine
late,
a bit
does our
late.
Adam?
What?
Doesn't half eat late, our Adam?
It's not great, is it? I ate late yesterday, and I felt just mega full all night. And I got up at night for at least 2 shits. I don't think I had that much to eat.
It
I think I had that much to eat. It
Very
did.
familiar with that.
It did. Yeah, it's not what I wanted. Get up in cold. Not what I wanted at all. I'd say I'm in a weird situation. I mean, for many years, I lived with someone who the evening meal was dinner. So I'd become lunch and dinner. I was brought up with dinner and tea. So I fluctuate sometimes. But I'd say I'm always lunch now. It's not
lunch. It makes more sense, doesn't it?
Luncheon, yes. But evening meal, tea, dinner. I'm flexible.
Yeah. All dependent on the mood.
Yeah, that's the big thing. The mood that sort of shapes my definitions of evening meals. Cooking for myself, but obviously, what do I have? A fucking steak. That's what any self-respecting man is cooking just for himself. A fucking steak.
Where'd you get your steak from?
Morrison's. Just a cheap one. Just a cheap one. It was on the. It was fine though.
If you cook it properly, then
I've got a technique.
Yeah.
Got a technique. Mainly cook it like 95% on one side. Flip it over briefly. Wrap it. Garlic. Load of butter.
Yeah.
It's like your confit steak essentially in the end. It's probably a little bit darker than you'd want, but it's still nice and soft because it's all about resting. Rest it,
Exactly.
a little butter. Happy days. Salt, pepper. There you go. Sam says the venues you were at earlier were within walking. They didn't really walking distance of where you live. Yes, they were. I wish I stood that nearby. Yes, so Salt is about 25-minute walk from where I am right now. This place that I went to afterwards is about a 10-15-minute walk. So yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, there's a few more places which weren't open, or it's a place that'll have one or two casks if you go in at a push.
Yeah.
If you go with friends, you go in and drink. But if you're on your Todd, you probably won't bother. But it is what it is. Yes, I'm surprised. I don't know where in Australia. Sam's in Australia, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. No
Not
idea.
sure which
Hi,
part,
Peter.
though.
There you go.
Hi, Sam.
Dinner and tea all the way for Lee. He's a Leeds lad, isn't he? It's a loiner, no less. Dinner and tea. Get the bloody tea on, lad. What's for tea, mum? Sometimes making it homemade takes a while. Lol. Homemade speech and record channel. Oh.
Fair dues.
It's a bit posh up in the old roan, innit? Making his own.
Old Rome special.
Yeah, spinach and ricotta cannelloni. Well, there you go. Where away from what you have for your tea? That's the question. That's my new question. Where are you from? What you got for your tea? Let's get that likes up to 5. Come on, let's get the likes up to 5.
At 10 likes, I'll take my top off.
10 likes, I'll keep my top on.
Yeah.
And then we got Thomas,
Hi,
who's
Thomas.
clearly by look of his avatar, embracing his Irish heritage. Yeah, so I've got Beak and Daya's Cosmic Control double IPA.
I had that the other night. Are you drinking it now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that even though it's not really that fresh, it's still got a bit of a greenness to it?
No, I think it's tasting damn good. I think it kind of does taste quite beak-like, maybe more beaky than dairy. Yeah. No, not green at all. We had it. I think we had it on New Year's Eve as well, so I don't really remember it a hell of a lot. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it that time, so I wanted to get it again for the reviewing purposes.
Oh,
I do have an
definitely.
Imperial Stout as well. Beacon Day, innit? I'm all about the fucking.
I mean,
clickbaiting
don't
it.
get wrong, I really enjoyed it, but I don't know why, I just kept
Green
picking up
stuff.
this almost like very subtly green aspect to it, and I don't know what it was.
Maybe it's just something, just some hop characteristic. I've never, well, not for a long time. I've had a green from Daya. Early days, there were some stinkers, but yeah, not for a while. What more? We got. We've got more. The hot topic: lunch and tea.
Lunch.
Whoa!
Slightly
Throwing all convention out the window.
Yeah, contrarian view there.
Well, that's Adam for you, isn't it?
Sums him up.
Contrary, Ponzi contrarian. Dinner is when you go out and be fancy. You go out to dine,
see that
go out to
logic.
for dinner.
I can see that logic.
I try and avoid. I like it in a certain way, but I hate dressing up to go out to eat. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I'd
So
much rather
uncomfortable.
Just go out for something to eat while I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I completely appreciate a nice meal out completely. We had a lovely one for Becky's birthday. Went to an Italian, fucking between here and Keighley, just off at Dual Carriageway. On way we were like, where the fuck is it? It had been recommended by my mate who owns Marco, who owns a Bundo, Italian place, and it was absolutely wonderful. But I had to put on like the one shirt that still fits me. And I mean, I don't know. It's something about sitting. I'm a leaner. I like a lean.
Yeah.
And it all kind of builds up. The kind of like, I'm not drinking beer in there because beer in most restaurants is shit. In an Italian, I like an Aperol Spritz because I'm that kind of guy.
Classy.
What can I
Got
say?
his shirt on. It's an
I'm a classic
Aperol
kind of
guy.
guy. Aperol Spritz, please. I just remember being in Venice, and it was like that's what all kind of young people were. Well, I'm not that I'm a young person. So all the young people were drinking on an evening Aperol Spritz. Get you pissed, with Aperol Spritz.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Not had that for absolutely ages, but I can imagine it's one of those things where it catches up.
It's really nice. It's kind of bitter and orange, bitter fizzy orange. Oh, it appeals to my sensibilities.
I'll have to see. I'm in the mood to try more or revisit more stuff like that on a more regular basis, instead of
Aperol
just
Spritz.
waiting for when the event allows me to.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely remember it. It's like everywhere there'd be like in Venice. I remember it being kind of a bit of a courtyard, kind of a square, a piazza, let's say, um, near the what's the fucking bridge called? Rialto Bridge. And there were like a bunch of like eateries, kind of like little hole in the wall fellas where you get a little bit of bread, a little bit of meat on it, bit a glass of wine, and that there was very much majority of people kind of like evening Aperol Spritz. So there you go. That's what's that. So that's my affinity. But then I don't fuck with like Negronis or out like that. Cocktails,
Never had a Negroni.
they'll fuck you. Cocktails will fuck you up. You
Oh
just get
yeah.
mega pissed from cocktails. And it's just the wheels fall off, and that's not good. That's
No.
more meal chat. I've got some more. I'm loving it. Loving the engagement on the foodage. Clearly, I need to refocus my channel.
Yeah, I think there's a new
Aperol
change of
Spritz and
direction for the new year on
eating late in the day.
HopZine.
HopZine. I think I've talked about HopZine before. You've
Is
got a
that
pork chop,
pre-existing questionable
barley
creative
chop,
outlet?
T-bone steak.
Mhm.
No chicken chop, is there? Lamb chop, obviously. Lamb chop.
Yeah.
Most disappointing chop, I'd say. I mean, tasty, but a disappointing chop. Too small.
I would agree. Very much agree.
Offer and chop. But if somebody can
Although that being said,
devise a chicken chop,
when you get a bad pork chop, then it's just the worst. Worse than an overdone steak.
tough,
Yeah.
fibrous, dry.
Yeah.
There you go. I have thought. I did think about it. I think I did mention on another podcast. Where maybe it was a website, and maybe I was just going to nick their concept. It's called rate because obviously this is rate my takeaway, which is
Yeah.
a great guns. I'm not half as charismatic as Danny, so I don't expect it to be as popular. But it was rate my carvery. I'm like,
Whoa.
okay, I'm up for that.
Yes.
That's the new direction. Rate my carvery.
Back on the road again.
Back on the road again. I'll nick it all. I can fucking do it. I pull Knacker Cracker up all the time anyway. So
Yeah.
and I did it last Tuesday in virtually the place that he did. So essentially, I'm a tribute act these days.
There you
But
go.
I just went to Blackerall Farm, just outskirts of Wakefield. I got a sandwich. Got out the car, put Toad Knacker Cracker away. Went inside, got a sandwich. I've been a few places. We went somewhere else. Have you been that same day or? I went past a few places as well when we were on way back to Becky's after we'd been to get sandwich. But yeah, so rate my carvery. Watch your space. Probably what happened. I remember Simon doing some like Weatherspoons Christmas dinners and stuff over the year.
Yeah, I remember that. That was quite good.
Yeah, but ultimately quite depressing.
Yeah.
Is anybody else doing it? Is there enough carveries around? Do I then become the fucking king of the carvery? I kind of like that.
King of the See, you've got good
King of carvery.
merchandise potential there as well.
Okay, now it's crying out for it, isn't it? Really, if you ask me, crying out for it. Anyway, back to the comments. We will get back to King of the Carvery. Press if we get up to 70 likes, I will do King of the Carvery. As do you want a spin-off, unique channel? Maybe. That's comments in the. So Sam says, with the time difference, breakfast for me, I did a cook up for fry up. Sausage, bacon, eggs, tomato, and beans. I'm up for this conversation.
Oh yeah.
The content of a fried breakfast. For me,
I
start
see
off beans. Get out, because I don't eat
I'm
beans.
more beans can stay. Tomato can go.
No, I'm all for tomatoes.
No.
You need a bit of wet. That's my wet.
Although I suppose if you did mash up the tomato slightly, you've got like that chunky sort of ketchup, which is becoming popular again.
Beans on the plate or in a little ramekin. What's your thoughts on that?
Anything that comes in a ramekin that should be on the main plate, aside from chips. I can understand with chips because you've got to have a little bit of sort of presentation, I suppose. But beans, it's just they're not a takeaway, are they? They're not takeout beans where you get them in a little styrofoam.
I said I don't fuck with beans, but beans in a sandwich is a fucking abomination.
Yeah, I don't know who does beans in a sandwich. Does someone who we know do beans in a sandwich?
Yeah, but places do it, don't they? Like a breakfast sarnie, a belly buster, something like that. Fucking beans in a sarnie. You're asking for trouble. Asking for trouble, innit? Too much.
Yeah.
Same with tomatoes in a sandwich. Too much wet. You need a bit of wet, but not in a sandwich.
So yeah,
Eggs
I
enough
don't mess
wet.
about at all with tomatoes in a sandwich.
No. So while we're on that, we'll get back to that. But I want comments to be relevant, even though Adams isn't. Got Pinto Oatmeal Stout next. I don't think you're drinking, mate. Don't know if I like Aperol Spritz, but got a Top Rope Aperol Spritz Sour. Collab with brewed on Liverpool fridge, but it got moved to the back. Yeah, well, not surprising.
Yeah.
New restaurant in Liverpool, which Dave Crafty have of the latest stuff to Christmas do at lamb. Tomahawk chops, not sure how that works. Yeah, just a lot more bone, probably. We pay for a lot more fucking bone.
Same amount of meat, just a bit more bone.
Exactly. Last time Harry and Peter came to Liverpool, we had unlimited carvery breakfast at Toby Carvery, and my other half showed us all up. Was that a sight to behold?
It was, because I hardly ate.
Is that buffet breakfast or a carvery breakfast?
It was a carvery breakfast.
How does that work?
Well, mind you, though, you still had to like the additional stuff aside from your meat. You did have to get yourself. So, but I wouldn't. But I don't know if I'd constitute that as a buffet breakfast or part of the carvery experience.
That's it, isn't it? But could you have like some roast beef for your breakfast?
No, there was nothing.
Where's the carvery then? What's the carvery element?
I can't remember what
That's
meats
the carving of the meat, isn't it? That's the
I can't remember what
carvery.
meats were available. Whether it was just like your basic sausage and.
But you could have steak and eggs. It's breakfast.
Very true.
I don't mind a bit of steak and eggs.
Oh yeah.
Probably good for you, isn't it? Lots of protein. No carbs.
Exactly.
Just eat that every day. And see what happens.
If it works for Joe Rogan, it can work for us.
No. If all you do is one podcast every 3 days, and just kind of work out the rest of the time, you can get away with doing that. But for most people, don't work.
No.
Okay, okay then, lads. What is the superior way of having your eggs poached Well, we'll get onto that, Sam. Come on. I know we've already gone way off board, but clearly people are loving it, loving the breakfast talk. So let's go back to breakfast. Okay, foundations of it: bacon, sausage,
bacon, sausage,
egg.
Yeah.
I'm gonna on top of that. I'm gonna go. I said I'm all for tomatoes. I need a bit of wet. I like tomatoes and bacon. I like that combo. Black pudding, absolutely. Adam Johnson. When I come to Liverpool, I want some of that black pudding that you've been saying is hot shit from your way. I want some of that. Take it home. Bear that in mind. About it's on top of in front of me mind. So put that down in your pocketbook. I like a bit of spam. I'm all for a bit of spam.
Spam.
Very popular in Hawaii.
I've not had that with a cooked breakfast, but
Well, near me, spam's an option. But black pudding, absolutely. Black pudding with hash browns. Quality hash browns. There's a place in Newcastle for hash browns are homemade hash browns.
Yeah,
mind-blowingly good.
Again, it's like one of those things when you have a bad hash brown, it just completely takes away from everything else when you've got a really boring, stodgy, bland hash brown.
The supermarket hash brown? It's functional. But there's a place just under Timebridge. I think it's called Key Ingredients because it's just on the quay down Net River, and it's an absolute corker when in Newcastle. But that's a game changer.
Wow,
I'm all for haggis. Sadly, I had a really posh breakfast brunch by the time we got there in Edinburgh. It wasn't a fry up. It was a bit snazzier than that. It was fucking beautiful, but I didn't take the opportunity to. First off, which annoys me, haggis for breakfast. Didn't get a chance to have it, and I missed out on lawn sausage. Oh, I was checking out. I was trying to find a butcher nearby so I can buy some to bring them back. Didn't have it. So, is there anything that you're gonna? I mean, as I said, set the kind of foundations: bacon, egg, sausage. Go. What's your additions?
Well, bacon, the sausage, the egg, the hash browns. See, I do like I don't like many beans with my breakfast. I like a sort of tucked away, like a little bit of beans. I am partial to a couple of slices of toast as well to go along with it.
Toast over fried bread. Do you feel guilty with fried bread? Is that why?
You do. Yeah, you very much do.
If you don't feel guilty about it, are you going to go fried bread or toast? Go on. It's up to you. No pressure.
If the opportunity is there on the menu, then it's like, ooh, fried bread. Go on then. I'll have some of that.
Okay, but toast, that's an interesting one.
I am happy with maybe one slice actually. I don't want too much toast, or else I'd have got a toast-based breakfast. But
exactly.
I think we've covered the fundamentals really. I like a very simple sort of fry up. Simple but done well. I think I can easily go on more about the stuff I don't want included.
Okay.
So like mushrooms.
You don't want mushrooms?
No, do not understand.
I like mushrooms, but I know a lot of people that don't. Fair enough. Word's getting around. We're up to 10 viewers. People are loving the fucking breakfast talk.
Yeah.
Breakfast chat. This is what it's all about. Sorry, go on. So mushrooms do you like mushrooms? Just not at all.
I'm not a fan. The only time I've really enjoyed mushrooms was when last time I was in Germany and I was staying with my friends. It was just after they got married, and one of the hobbies of the husband, he likes to go out and pick his own mushrooms. So I went out with him, and he was like telling me, "Oh, you can't have that one." Just like off the bat, no, you can't do that. That's fine. That's fine. Don't touch that.
You need to know.
And then
it's a treacherous path.
It is very much so. And when we got back, he was like, "Well, I know you don't like mushrooms, but we're going to cook these mushrooms, and I want you to try them. So I was like, okay, then we've spent a good couple of hours in
Foraging.
forest in Germany, foraging.
Foraging in the forest, in the Black Forest.
Not quite the Black Forest, although that would be a good trip. So we got back, and we were having schnitzel anyway. But before we started the schnitzel,
breakfast schnitzel.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is the next level shit we're going to get. I think this entire stream is going to be about breakfast.
The egg debate as well.
Yeah, we haven't touched it.
But all he did, all these different sorts of mushrooms, just sort of like slice them quite finely, as fine as you can, depending on the shape, I suppose. And all he did was just fry them off very delicately in some butter.
Yeah.
And you taste that, and it's just so much more flavoursome than like the cheap button mushrooms that you get.
Yeah.
And I think
next level shit. Yeah.
A lot of the reason why people don't like mushrooms is because when they've had it as a kid, the mushrooms haven't been cooked properly. I think that always plays. I think that's what's done it for me, really.
Mm. People think they're slimy.
Yeah.
They're quite meaty, mushrooms. Often a substitute as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, you could get little mushrooms on a bun to replace.
Yeah, that's just not on, if you ask me.
It's
just don't have one. Just have something else. A couple more. We'll get back with Sam. Don't worry, we've not bypassed the egg chat. That's primary content, mate. Don't you worry. Adam, he's on eggs. We're not on eggs yet, mate. Pot Bloods. Pat Bloods. The day before, come back with Blackpool. You're a good one, Adam. Thank you very much. I need a bit of that in my life. We'll just break a bit off as we're walking pub to pub. Do you want a fucking handful of black pudding? There you go, lad. We'll have it each. Put it in his pocket. I want to go to at least one pub that has a sandwiches £1.50 on bar.
Oh yeah,
it's the lifeblood of a sesh. Is a balm cake on a bar. Big old chod of fucking cheese or something like that. Oh yes, onion. Too much onion usually as well. Part of the experience. That's the next subject. Sandwiches on bars. This is never ending. This theme.
Lining up.
I tell you, we're on fire. I often use leftover mashed potato for potato cakes for breakfast the next day. Just need an egg, a bit of olive oil. Yes, I know what you mean, Adam, but it's never panned out for me. Maybe because of the scratch, but
same here. They always seem to, for some reason, absorb the oil. No matter if I let the oil get a little bit hotter than it should do. Just, it's like I can never make fish cakes. I've just never been good at making fish cakes either.
I have had success in the past, but Jagvan. He was on with Craig last night at about 4:30 in the morning. It's so ridiculous. You lunatics, go to bed. You got lovely Paul from Pierre Brunius. Paul, breakfast, mate.
See, now I'd love Paul to cook me one of his wilderness breakfasts.
Sam's saying sourdough toast. I've got some nice sourdough muffins in at the moment, and they were very nice with this with scramble. There you go. It's a precursor to the egg chat.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just tempting them with a bit of egg chat.
I really
and they were very nice,
sourdough.
but yeah, me too. But I don't like it. I don't want a sandwich. I don't want a sourdough sandwich. Too fucking hard. It's harsh on the soft palate.
And if the crust is one of those like really hard crusts, or one of those like gentle but stable crusts. Tell you what, I don't understand the whole sourdough crumpet thing.
I said, yeah. Well, my sourdough muffin, they're really tasty.
See, sourdough muffins make sense, but crumpets.
See, for me, if you can give me some sourdough, just give me some nice butter, I'm done. I don't think I need a sandwich in sourdough. Because it's too. The fucking crust is too hard. Ow! Bread shouldn't be as painful.
Sourdough or rye bread, always good. Just a single slice with your butter and then maybe a cheese and some cooked meat on top. And that's good sort of European style breakfast there as well.
You know, a summer brood. That's badly pronounced. Smooth brood. Smooth brood. Something like that, innit? Got a bit South African, I think, there. But so there you go. That's but yeah. But then again, Max's Sandwiches do a nice T-shirt which says "fuck sourdough" on it, which I quite like.
See, I like that.
Because I will get to his sandwich shop one day, even though he's become a bit of a media ponce.
Yeah.
I appreciate his love of sandwiches. Peter, I have a book on edible mushroom foraging if you want to lend. I don't know if Skem is a hotbed for mushroom
I don't
foraging.
think there's really too many locations where I could get. I mean, I know where to get mushrooms if I wanted mushrooms, but I don't think it's the
variety. My mates did it. I remember at college, my mate doing mushrooms. They put them in a fucking pot noodle. I think he had a few too many in his first time as well. He was gung ho. He was into it. So he wasn't kind of like he was in the right mindset. But he got lost and confused behind Asda, huddled near the huddled near the stored away trolleys. Doesn't sound like a good time to me.
I don't know.
So
hang on.
scares me a bit.
Why does it sound like I'm contemplating it? I'll give them a try and I'll let you know.
Grape stew paninis. Is that too fancy? Sounds wrong. Grape stew paninis. Is that grape stew? Paninis. Is that too fancy for you, Rob? Grape stew. Is that a pub? Grapes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say. I thought you were talking about grapes with your panini. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
It took me a moment then.
And he's back again. Potato cakes have absorbed the oil. What's the potato cakes you get like down in Midlands? Oh, they're amazing. Forgot what they're called. Can't remember what they're called. Potato cakes have absorbed the oil. Oh, it's too cold. There you go. The oil's too cold. Right, as everyone, I'm going to keep you. I'll miss one off. Coming in with both juice and coffee. I don't drink coffee. But I do like
just the coffee. Although I do need to start diversifying my day-to-day drinking.
Do like a fresh orange, and I can down orange juice like nothing else. I know I can drink quicker than fresh orange juice, but if you're drinking it out, it's so stupidly expensive. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
But you mean orange juice and coffee? You mean it's double diuretic, innit? You mean you're gonna be on bog.
Yeah.
Pretty swiftly. Orange juice and coffee after
You're gonna flush your breakfast within the hour. That's
another important part of the greasy breakfast. You need to sit down afterwards. Just a nice sit down on bog.
Oh, yeah.
Find something on YouTube to watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of that breakfast experience.
Exactly. And as Adam says, Rob loves the juice in many ways. Absolutely. So eggs. I know I kept you waiting long enough. The egg chat. Fucking reviews go through the roof now. Clueless Drinker and HopZine are talking about eggs.
Your channel's
The words getting around. I know. Maybe it's gonna change. Become a monster that I didn't expect.
Yeah. You're gonna have your own show on Vice now.
Oh, I'd do that. I'd sell my fucking soul for that.
I'd love that. I'd love to do. I'd love Vice. I know they've done them in the past, but I'd love
Not
Vice
wacky
to
enough.
do a proper beer show.
Yeah, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not wacky enough. And I ain't got any tattoos or a fun haircut.
Yeah.
So I'm not suitable. Exine, absolutely. When you talk about eggs and guys on YouTube, Alvin, What's it called? No, who does Eggslut?
Oh,
Love him. I love that. He's great, and his food is clearly fucking amazing. But I love the fact that he's fucking massive as well, and
yeah.
that he's on. Essentially, he's on telly. And I love the fact that somebody as fucking big as him is on telly. Wonderful. That's diversity.
It is
Don't
indeed.
watch normal telly. You want diversity. Beerland was okay on Vice. I watched it. I really didn't like that woman from that brewery in LA. Wolves. Is it something Wolf? I can't remember what they're called. No, she was really distant, like as a human being. Just like, no there, out there,
Not there, lad.
out to her. But no, it was kind of similar to that terrible program what James Blunt did.
Oh yeah.
If you've not watched it, watch it. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's all it's a bit of a shill fest, but I mean, it is what it is. It's quite, yeah. It's kind of. I like TV where you shout at the telly.
Yeah.
So,
Where you can get audibly angry.
oh, you fucking dickheads! Look at this dickhead. Love a bit of that. Getting exasperated with idiots on telly. That's why Apprentice has been so popular all these years. Who's this fucking dickhead?
I'm really glad that that's come back on. I didn't realise it was starting again.
I
So
didn't.
it was a nice
I
surprise
didn't
this
until you
week.
said it. Maybe. But egg chat. So eggs, right? I'm all about different types of eggs. Eggs for different occasions. Yes,
Yes.
I think it was a Sam was saying it. Poach probably is probably king because
Yeah.
it's kind of the best aspects of fried, but it feels a bit cleaner. And it's greasy. I'm fried on a fry up. I'd say that's and fried on a sandwich as well. For
Yeah.
me, they're the two situations of fried. Poached, yeah. You can put a fucking poached egg on loads of shit. I'm all for that. But to do it yourself, poached eggs are a bit of a crapshoot, really. You supposedly, I mean, if you've got fresh eggs, that's essentially what supposedly the key to it. But it's not always the case. But then I've made good poached eggs with eggs that I thought would pass the best. So I just don't really. I do not fucking understand it fully. And when people you like put them in like a fucking ice bath and stuff after that, no, not doing shit like that.
No, I just want it. Get it done as soon as it's ready.
I like it a little bit set. I like my poached a little bit set. I like a bit of runny, and a bit of set.
See, I don't like eggs that are really so runny to me. The impracticality of a really runny fried egg on like a sandwich. I hate it. I hate having yolk dripping out because it's always sticky even after you've washed it. You're always going to get it on your clothes, even though you're careful and if you go to the lengths to put like a napkin in your collar, you're still going to have an egg stain. So
bad luck. It's an egg stain.
It is. So I don't like my eggs too runny, unless it's like a. So I don't know. See, different parts of the country probably call it different, but a dippy egg or a chucky egg. You know, your egg and soldiers.
Boiled egg.
Yeah. Boiled egg.
Boiled egg.
Well, a boiled
egg and soldier egg.
You could just have a boiled
Boiled
egg and slice it up, but like an egg that you dip
a soft boiled egg. Soft boiled egg. Take the top off. Yeah.
But of course, we have to name it like a dippy or a chucky egg.
I've never. I've heard the term chucky egg, but not in conjunction with a dippy egg. A good dippy, but I'd say boiled egg, soft boiled egg.
Yeah, so that's always good. I like it when it's really runny then because you seem to get more out of it than.
But I don't like the fucking if there's any soft white in a dippy egg.
I will completely concur.
Feels like it's gonna ruin it all. But once again, I think I'm all for a bit of set egg. Because when you're getting into it, because when you're spooning out the white, you've still got potentially a bit of set yolk in there. On a couple of your bigger soldiers.
Yeah.
Thought about this. But thing is, my forte, as I made this morning, and it's I can hit a decent mark between 10 and 8 on a successful basis. Scrambled is my forte. I'm good at scrambled egg.
How do you like your scrambled? See, I like my scrambled egg. What a lot of people would be considered ruined because I like it.
I
really
know what you're gonna say.
overdone.
No,
I don't like the idea of like a
kind of French style,
yeah.
but it's a bit runny.
It's
I
got
like
nothing to do
it
with like
just on the right side of that.
yeah. It's not like it's not going to be cooked properly. I don't care about that. I know it's going to be cooked properly if it's presented. Don't get me wrong. If scrambled eggs are presented that way, I'm not gonna go no. I'll still eat it, but I don't know. I sort of like my scrambled eggs to
Obliterated in the fucking saucepan.
very.
Looks like popcorn.
But yeah, very soft pop. I was just about to say very soft popcorn.
That's what my mum used to make.
So I do like that. I completely agree with poached egg. It's one of those things where I tend not to make it myself just because of the hassle, and you take your eye off the ball just for 1 second and you've got a complete mess on your hands. But if I'm out and I've got the option of a poached egg on something, I'm going to be like, yes, I will take you up
That's
on
the
that
one, isn't it? That's the thing. If you get it having it out, it's going to be it's always going to be a stunner. The posh breakfast I had in brunch, I had in Edinburgh, that had a quality poached egg on it. Oh, there's such a you cut into it. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's a satisfying moment.
Especially when
Life
you cut
enriching.
into it and it still sort of maintains its shape, but it's just oozing.
Yeah,
it doesn't like collapse in on itself.
it was fucking brilliant with this brunch. So from what I remember, well, I'm gonna find it. It was called originally the dish was called eggs over leaf. They used to have one in Leith, but then it closed down. So the other ones is in a bit more kind of northern in Edinburgh. What the fuck was it called? It was really good. The pantry, maybe. So it was the pantry. I want to get the details right. Sunshine on Stockbridge. That's the fucking one.
That's such a good name.
Sunshine on Stock. It was in Stockbridge, which was the place. Sorry for being boring. I'm talking about breakfast.
Oh no,
This was fucking brilliant. I'm gonna screen share on this shirt as well. I think people deserve to see
I
this.
always enjoy hearing
food
people
porn.
talking about restaurants and places.
I don't get to many, but so here we go. So this is where I went from here. So it was called the Pantry, which is lovely. It's not a million miles off Royal Mile, so not that. And it was, I think it was fucking busy all the time. I think we just chanced upon it a good time in the day. So Stocksbridge latest menu. Right here it was. This Sunshine on Stocksbridge. Oh, roasted sweet potato rosti, smoked paprika tomato, grilled courgette, smashed avocado, sriracha, free range poached egg, and poblano pepper. I didn't have the poblano peppers because they were hot as fuck, and I added barbecue chorizo.
Ooh.
Man. It was beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can
That
find
just
it.
sounds. See, I really enjoy kind of going back to the sourdough conversation. Slice of sourdough, smashed up avocado, and a boiled egg sliced on top.
Let's see if I can get a picture of it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, look at that bastard.
That looks awesome. See, as someone who doesn't like tomatoes on a breakfast, in that sort of way, I'm going to incorporate that with my.
Yeah, it was fucking brilliant. It's a memorable meal. I think that's it. That's it again. Oh, I think that's got some other shit. I think that's got some other shit on it. And it was really close to a fantastic little pub called K's Bar. I'm going to get a show of that as well because it's such an incredible, location. And once again,
It's so great when
guys.
you get places like that. Just you've
Once
got
again.
somewhere amazing to eat, and then a couple of doors down, you've not just got a pub or a bar, but you've got a really nice sort of.
Look at it! It's a wonderful little, weird little place.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
It was like a coaching inn or something, and then it became a warehouse for like a wine merchant going back like 2 years and stuff. But yeah, that's what it's like. I wonder if there's a bit more inside. Yeah, you can kind of. But as I was saying earlier, fucking thing on bar. They always had a tray of sandwiches on bar. They were like some sandwiches, like a fucking right off slab of brie. There you go. There it is. Sandwiches on bar. They had a malt of the month. Oh, that's the other view. Look at that. What a they had a fire. Little place, but absolute
That just
corker.
looks ideal. That.
Yeah, it was a wonderful place. I don't think they didn't have tell you they have music or all that. So it felt a little bit initially. But we sat there where them people sat.
I'm
They've
all
got a
for
library in the
no
back.
music.
They've got a library in the back, which I didn't go to. It looks like you're going to the ladies to go to it. But it was a cracking little place. It was kind of like a place that we're known for kind of quality cast. It was a lovely little place. But I think I'd hit my pinnacle of fine Yarl at that point. I'd be like, oh fucking hell, I've had enough of I've had enough of
Yeah.
this. It's too big. I want some soft pillowy New England IPA on fizz. Egg chat comments. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about you. Anyway, Adam's Golden Road. That's right, Adam. Yeah. So the found lady on Beerline much more visually appealing than James Blunt. Oh, you're such a chauvinist. What's wrong with James Blunt? Poaching pouch is cheating. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
you're not getting the same effect anyway. So why cheat yourself? Really?
Good point. Why cheat yourself? That's good. That's a good way of saying it. And Paul says my daughter loves her dippy eggs and toast. There you go, mate. It's transatlantic. Dippy eggs. I ain't got any. Used them all this morning, so no dippy egg for me in the morning. Mileage, no dippy egg for me, mileage. Perfected poached. Yeah. Some days restaurant's quality, others an absolute mess. The fresh and the yeah, supposedly Sam.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot. I feel your pain. Sourdough as soldiers for dippy egg. Yeah, Adam, I might be with you on that, mate. Yeah, I've never done it myself, but
See, I think the sort of all the characteristics of sourdough that make them a terrible sandwich bread would work perfectly under the conditions
I've got 15
presented.
people watching this, you know. I can't believe it. We've not talked about beer at all.
You've tapped into a market there.
Yeah, clearly the zeitgeist is dictating breakfast and eggs is a lot more interesting than beer. HopZine. Adam's already claimed it. Got the copyright. So sorry, Peter, I interrupted. Terrible manners.
Oh no! I was just saying, sourdough would. I've never thought about doing sourdough toasted for dippy eggs.
Nice butter, real butter, not Marge.
Oh,
yeah, I think you're on something there, Adam. You posh bastard. So scramble should be soft and fluffy, not runny, mate. I'll change your world. I'll come over here. I'll make you breakfast, and I'll change your world. And this morning, because we had the foresight yesterday before we went shopping, I said, "Do you want?" I said to Becky, "I said, do you want a snipping of chives in your eggs?" I was thinking, I'm not sure she'll be up for that. She's like, "Oh yeah, well, too right." Snipping of chives. Oh fuck! Nice bit of Malvern sea salt. Snipping of chives when you're scrambled. Bit runny, not too runny. I'll get it right for you. Don't worry. I won't do it wrong. Adam, I'll tell you. Change your world. You as well, Peter. You weird
See,
fucking.
Again, it's one
You
of those
soft
things
popcorn.
where if someone has presented it to me,
Yeah. Change your world.
I'm not gonna try it just
Maybe
for
some
trying's
chorizo.
sake.
Maybe some freshly cut chorizo as well. What about a bit of hot sauce?
Hot
Bit of hot
sauce.
sauce in your eggs.
See,
Not scrambled. It's scrambled or poached. It's up to you. Do you fuck with that?
I'm rarely partial to obviously sriracha because that to me is just that perfect blend of flavour and a tiny bit of heat. But when it comes to eggs, can never remember the name of it. But is it a Mexican hot sauce? The one that comes with the little wooden top.
I've
See,
got it.
that is like perfect for eggs.
It is. That's what I've got. That's my main kind of like just like I'll chuck it in a lot of things. Not that I don't like hot stuff, but that's what I'll put in because I like what it does. But yeah, no, it's lovely. It's that stuff.
Yeah, I really like that.
So another one from Adam. He's loving the egg chat clearly. Saying Sam, golden yolks for poached double. Yeah, it's but how if you've got a fucking nice orangey yolk, can't bank on it, though, can you?
No.
Bear with me a second. I'm going to grab my can because it's an imperial stout and I want to get it out so it's not so it's not too cold.
Sounds good. But I don't have the capabilities of looking at comments at the moment, or can I? Can I see them on the side? I can't remember. Can or not? Yeah, we can. We've got the comments here. Let's see. No, I can't highlight them. So I'm going to wait for Rob to come back so he can do the comments. But I can see we've got lots of egg comments going on.
And I'm not going to do a. I was potentially going to do a review, but so I'll give it. You'll get a YouTube fucking exclusive on that one. So that's what I'll just
doing
put
it
out.
live.
To fridge divided by many with Verdant. Apparently, Verdant's the strongest stout they've ever done.
Oh, really? I did have my eyes on that one, but I didn't pull the trigger. Speaking of stouts, I'm just drinking the Fuma
What's it
Papa.
called? Fuma Papa.
I'm guessing it's pronounced Fuma Papa because it's the smoked version and fumes. But that's lovely. That. You get that sort of like sweet smokiness to it, not like a. There's a little bit of a charry character to it, but it's got that sort of like Schlenkerla smoked beechwood.
Lovely
Sweetness to it, and it's just a classic, no nonsense imperial stout as well. So, just very well brewed, simple, well brewed.
I guess that's what I'm hoping for this. I was thinking adjunct free Sunday night stout. Oh, I thought that's what you want in it. I love me adjuncts, but maybe sometimes it gets a bit much.
Yeah.
Paul, ever do egg bake topped with cheese? I've done baked eggs in the past. Not the easiest thing, but I do love a baked egg. Ramekin, egg, ramekin, bit of wilted spinach, and then you make your own butter with sun dried tomatoes and a few other bits and bats. Make your own butter. Make a little sausage kind of fella. Slice of that on top. Boom. Amazing. Nice bit of a. That's next level. That's a grown up dippy egg essentially.
Oh yeah,
baked eggs.
definitely.
I'm all for that, Paul, but I just can't be arsed usually.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've got I don't think I've got suitable ramekins. And also, sometimes they're just not. They're even getting that sweet spot is tricky as fuck. Sometimes you miss it wildly, and it's just set and disappointing. Or you're all fucking amped up, and you think when you're doing your timings right. Oh, it's fucking way off. Oh, Fucking
Yeah.
bastard. Sit down and have a dip and you go, oh, it's all fucking, it's not done. Put it back in, then fucking 3 minutes later it's fucked.
Yeah, then it's completely overdone.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So I'm saying, yeah, chorizo is rad with poached eggs, bit of rocket. Oh yeah, I love a bit of rocket bag.
I do enjoy rocket.
Bit of arugula of the Americans out there.
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose the Italian word. Um, you'd think Americans were like rockets more, don't
Oh yeah, definitely. Then again, they do say capsicum,
they? Did they?
which capsicum's just a spring onion, isn't it?
No.
What's a
No.
capsicum?
Capsicum is that's what goes in pepper spray. No, that's
Okay.
mace. What's capsicum then? No, you're thinking about no. Spring onion is what do Americans call spring onions? Call them green onions, but they
Yeah,
also
green
call
onions.
them. What's
What?
capsicum?
Why am I thinking capsicum? Sorry for unintentionally dissing the American viewers.
No. What is it? I'm really trying to figure. It's to do with pepper. Chiefly tropical blah, 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 shrubbery plants, hot peppers. It's to do with pepper. It's to do with peppers, isn't it? Capsicum.
Ah, okay.
I was thinking mace, which is the weird bag thing that goes round. Nutmeg, I think. Which that's what the spray naughty people in the face with.
Yeah. Tut, tut, tut.
Never been sprayed with mace, thankfully. Have you ever tried Peter Brunia's? Ever tried it with sausage meat? Absolutely. Sausage meat, ham and bacon. Paul's not fucking around.
No, fucking hell.
I think homemade white bread or store bought honey wheat. Oh. I mean to do a bit more. Just like basic bacon. I don't want to go into fancy shit, but I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with gold sauce at the moment.
I really
That I
want to
found in
make
farm food. Smoky bacon sauce mixed with mayo.
Oh, that sounds good. I really want to make a good beer bread.
I'm sure it's a piece of piss. You'll just do quite a simple loaf and then put some beer in it. Just give it a bit of life, I'd imagine. One thing I find out with the most craft beer lovers is they're massive foodies as well. So day out in the town normally consists of looking for brilliant food as well as beer. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah, I'd say one thing. What I'd say in that sense, Sam, would be I think if you're open to enjoying flavors. See, my brother's a chef, and that kind of probably opened a lot of my eyes in a lot of ways. So, and that kind of, but if you've got a capacity to enjoy flavors, some people just don't. Some people are just not interested.
Yeah.
And so it's no some apologies, but capsicum is in bear spray. That's Paul's deodorant.
Yeah.
Capsicum.
But he does
capsicum.
it to attract the birds.
Yes. They just dinner in my dumpster. Dining in my dumpster. Right now. Fucking bear. How can you live around bears? That's just
They could be dinner if
wild,
you
man.
stood in your top window with your gun. Bear steaks tonight, my leads.
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't know. Can you butcher a bear for consumption? I've never really heard of anyone's experience with bear meat.
I've seen. I mean, do you watch Meat Eater on Netflix? Stephen Ella.
I think I've seen like bits and bats, not the.
It's good. Watch it if you've got Netflix. Watch it. It's good. It's really it's relaxing. Well, depending on the episode, but sometimes it's a bit dull. But it's quite a relaxing viewing. It's a nice kind of afternoon. A couple of ales, which a bit of hunting mainly because the landscape's incredible, and it's not. I mean, it's very responsible, and that's the entire point of it. And he eats what he hunts, and that's why he hunts to eat, and he eats to hunt. So he kind of makes the most of it, and he's definitely hunted bears. So he probably ate it, because if not, it'd be just massively wasteful, and that's beyond not what he believes
I
in.
suppose you could get a good pelt from.
Oh yeah, he does that as well. But he's not a trophy hunter at all. Honestly, I mean, I found him from Joe Rogan did a couple of episodes with him. He's been on podcast a few times. He's really likable, and he's affable and well worth watching. As I said, it's all kind of really considered and stuff. I think you get a real kind of interesting viewpoint. I mean, I think it's easy to dismiss people of that kind of lifestyle, but
it is easier to vilify them.
But what he's doing, but he's really responsible in it all. So if he goes and hunts with permission in a controlled area, which essentially you're kind of culling animals to a certain degree, because, for example, if you're going to kill a big deer become problems within their own within their own communities, and also they can be damaging to their own habitats. So you kind of want to bump off a few here and there to just control the population, because a big male can kill off younger, bigger males as well. I mean, so it's actually quite beneficial to have a young male coming through, in a sense. But bob off the older fella, and he used it. I mean, he probably will take a pelt, and he might take his head or whatever, but then he'll butcher it completely, and he'll store it, and he'll make sausages. He'll eat stuff fresh and all sorts. So it's really, I mean, and that's what and he'll live off it for fucking months, him and his family, which is a lot better than buying pre-packed shit from supermarkets, like most of us do.
Exactly, like animals that are just put in these horrible conditions just for the sake of consumption. It's better to from the whole sort of ecological side of things.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kind of idea of it's like, would you hunt your own? If you wanted meat, would you hunt it? I mean, a lot of people probably said no, but I mean, being given this circumstance, I guess, different. If you had the timing of life, I quite like the idea of getting out there.
Because my uncle hunts, and he's got good sort of like relationships with certain landowners across country. So he'll like go and say, "Well, we need to get this problem sorted out. You're more than happy to drive on up. Whatever you get, you can take." And there's been a couple of times where we've gone to my aunt and uncle's house, and you look in the garden, and just on the washing line, there's like carcasses just hanging there. But again, he just like knows how to butcher itself. There are some things that he gets like people he's met through his hunting. Like, can you butcher this and portion it up, do this, whatever, and you take a little bit. I'll give you a bit of money, but if you want some of that as well for your own benefit, more.
Yeah, exactly. Responsibility in it, personal responsibility. Like, like Stone Cold Steve Austin on his ranch, he has a load of deer, and he has to cull that deer every year. So if not, it'll just destroy his land. And but he'll process it and make it into steaks and sausage and whatever, and eat it for months and months. A couple more from Paul. Paint my shed walls with their spray. Beer meat is delicious. I'm going to say bear bolognese. I'm going to say that's Bologna to die for. Oh, come on now. That guy, Joe Rogan, who makes bear fat products, apparently it's immense. I bet that's fake bear grease, yeah. I bet that's Steve Rinella. There's also can get disease when overpopulated. There you go. Not talking shit. But maybe I might be living in like a semi-industrial part of a small market town. But not talking shit. You didn't fancy a bump? I'm all right.
No, I'm okay. Thanks, James.
Thanks for the offer, but I'm all right.
Yeah.
I like elk best, personally. All right.
See, I really want, again, it goes back to Joe Rogan because of his
Venison
obsession
salami.
with elephant meat.
Yeah, I'm all for that, mate.
I do really want to try. I want to just see what it tastes like. I know it's probably going to be a bit overrated because you've heard
Yeah.
so many people say elk this, elk that. But I'm just interested. I'm interested in trying stuff like that.
And call me a fucking animal, but I'm quite, when I've been to France, I was like, I'd like to try horse.
Yeah.
So I used to work with somebody whose family were cattle farmers for multiple generations, but then because of kind of industrialized farming, their business had kind of been really compromised, so they had to focus on more kind of exotic kind of animals. So they used to do Highland cattle and veal, because veal is a byproduct of the dairy industry.
Yeah.
Because when they're bred and you get a male, that's fucking no good for dairy. So they get sent over to France. And we should eat. I mean, I personally, I think we should eat a lot more veal. It's just
Yeah,
the kind of like the Disneyfication of animals that it makes. I mean, if you can eat a chicken, you can eat a small cow. I mean, I think I find it a bit kind of preposterous, really. Well, you're happy to have your little vacuum packed bit of chicken, but you're not. If it's not fucking it's not Bambi. I mean, it's like same as I said, same with venison and stuff. I mean, but especially veal, because it is because we obviously there are a lot of dairy farms still in the UK. So where's that? So that veal's just getting sent abroad when we should be using it. So, and I like veal, a bit of veal schnitzel.
Oh yeah.
Come on now, batter that out, breaded. Oof, come on now. Hello, fucking we got loads of comments on this. It's hilarious. I barely talked about it. I'm gonna open a beer and talk about it, and we'll just lose everyone. Paul says, "I fish, hunt, and trap. Use all the meat when I harvest." Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Paul's circumstances is very much different to me and Peter's.
Oh yeah.
Both living in kind of small industrial towns. I live next to a river. That's the closest I'll get to anything.
But
Could do some magnet fishing.
I bet he saves a lot on livestock.
Yeah, exactly. I got an order from Garage Project coming today. One of the beers is a further aged sour that comes with syrup. You add? Oh, it balances sweet and sour. Apparently, it's traditional German technique. New one for me.
That's sort of like with the sort of like original Berliner Weisses.
Yes, we had a syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. So Adam's on fire clearly with this one. I like venison, but it can be a bit dear.
I did find a few websites that sold the sausages at least for a good price, but I think you're going to be paying a hefty amount to get like a good portion of steak from it.
The venison steak and ale pie is good beer accompaniment. I'd agree with that. Peter, you still have those beers for me, don't you? I sent you money already. It's postage we need to sort.
I've still got the beers. You didn't send me money. You did. I'm just joking. And we figured out a good way through Adam that I can have it sent to you at a good price. So I'm glad you've brought that up actually, because I really want to get that sorted. And Paul's still got beers here as well that I need to send over. And I think Adam's method will be very cost effective as well.
Moose tea. I don't know whether that's a relevance of that moose tea. I tried horse in Kumamoto. I think it was breaded meatball thing.
So that sounds interesting. A breaded horse meatball.
Just two. Yeah. Fucking what do they call them? Rocky Mountain oysters. Bollocks. One of my mates who visits the States numerous times reckons bison is unbelievable. Yeah, I think I've had bison. Buffalo. I've had buffalo. Maybe yeah, I've had steak of Viva Buffalo Bison. Moose is best meat I've had so far. Oh, well,
It's
there you
just
go.
all we get is like pork, beef, chicken,
Lamb.
yeah, and a bit of lamb, and then you get like crocodile burger at a Christmas market.
Yeah, but how fucking authentic is that?
Yeah,
No, I've had all that shit, ostrich and whatever. Yeah, suck it into shit like that. We eat lamb, so why not veal? Yes, exactly.
yeah.
It's not all sheep, otherwise it's mutton. Yeah, exactly. Oi, Adam. I usually do the I usually do the venison jokes around here. Let's say I thought I'd book the trend. Whee! Oh, here he is. Here he is.
Oh, is it?
Evening disco. Thank you for
Evening
joining us.
disco, yeah.
Plenty of. If you want to disco, if you want to jump on, I mean, you're welcome to. Plenty of deer down my way. Even more so with all the restrictions we've had lately.
That makes sense. Nature can breathe a little.
I had a bit more admin from James, ruining the egg talk.
Yeah.
Back in my, I'll send you to Scotland. Send them to them. Yeah, there you send Scotland's lazy.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'll
Kangaroo
throw
is
in a
awesome
couple
as
of
well.
extras as well because I've held on to the beers for a long time now.
What's the difference between buffalo and bison? You can wash your hands. You can't wash your hands in a buffalo. Whee! Great lamb bison steak and fat. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Oh, that sounds
Fucking
wonderful.
fat. Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, I would completely agree with that. But yes, so I do have kind of divide by many. 11.5% ABV Imperial Stout from Verdant. Oh, sorry, yeah, Peter. So Peter's on the posh beer this evening.
I've got to
So
say,
go for it, mate.
it's good. Other half, it's a good other half beer, but for £10 you can get two British double IPAs for that same price if you look hard enough, and you'll be more satisfied. It was just a bit it's got that one thing that a lot of American brewers have over us, just a really nice body to the beer. But in terms of like the hop profile, it was a little bit toned down. It was a little bit soft and gentle.
Is that broccoli or variant on broccoli?
That's just broccoli. The
Yeah.
just a double dry hop.
I used to have. Oh right, I've just got maybe this. I've got the standard broccoli. That was from Hop City Fish. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's the double dry hop version.
Yeah.
Look at
The
us.
standard one.
Screen grab that.
I'm
But
going to go and turn my light off. I'm going for nighttime settings with my Imperial Stout. Back in a
sounds
second.
good. But yeah, it's. I enjoyed it, but for £10, I can get much more flavoursome beers, and it does actually.
So when I
I'll wait
poured
till
this
Rob's back.
Verdant, it looked the fucking business. It looked uber thick.
You've got to get that ambience.
Yeah, and mainly because I just didn't want it blaring in my face anymore. The halogen lights.
I was just saying, and I forgot what I wanted to say now. Drinking this tonight, it's actually strengthened my resolve that other half when it comes to really higher ABV IPAs are untouchable.
Mm.
But a lot of the other stuff, you can get very good comparable beers here in the UK.
They're kind of the double upwards. I think they're good. I think it's like a single IPA from other half is a bit.
Yeah,
It's all right.
yeah, because I had a Strata, like a 6.5 IPA when I was in London. I picked up a can from the beer merchant stand, and it was okay. Nothing that you'd sniff your nose at, but at the same time, you see other half and think, ooh. But yeah, I don't really go out my way to buy this sort of stuff that much anymore. But because I've always wanted to try broccoli, because I know a lot of people have. It's
good
one
beer.
of those ones where broccoli's a really good beer. I thought, do you know what? I'll splurge on this occasion, give it a try, and it was all right. But I think we can do that beer. We can do that beer a lot better.
Yeah, did you come up on some good bets that weekend?
Yeah. Well, I thought I'm making a House Trembling Madness order. I might as well just throw that in to go with the rest of the beers. But on the show me, I thought this was just absolutely amazing. And an Imperial Stout was about £3 or £4 cheaper. I mean, obviously, I know you're comparing it to an American Hype IPA, but still, I can get an Imperial Stout, bags full of flavour, for about £7, and you're paying £10 for essentially a double IPA, just because it's over half an American.
That's it, innit? Yeah, I do have 2 cans of the Broken Skull IPA coming.
Oh,
And they were at like $8.50 a pop, and the postage.
Did you have any troubles ordering? Was it from that American beer website or something like that?
Beers of America, yeah.
Yeah, because Adam, they asked Adam for proof of ID.
All right.
And he was not happy, because it's not really the responsibility of the seller. It's more the actual courier who delivers that. I'm sure if Adam's still watching, he'll be able to explain it.
No, they asked me for that. I actually contacted him and said, "Do you want me? I can come pick it up, because it's like a 10-minute walk from Becky's house." So I think it's I'm like, so I don't have to fuck around with waiting for couriers to turn up. I'm like, tell me when it's in, and if I'm around, I'll pop over. She thinks she knows who it is. She's like, there's a fella who's the same, who goes to who does school run to the same school as her eldest daughter, and who wears a Verdant t-shirt, and she's like, maybe it's him. Probably is.
It is, yeah.
Not many people in Wakefield fucking selling kind of imported American beer. So, but yes, our aromas. I'm getting a little. It's a bit kind of like wet concrete in the best possible way. Licorice. I don't say cherry. It's a bit smoky. It's a little bit smoky. It smells really nice. It's the like the antithesis of most stouts that I get these days. Is all about malt. It's
So
very
it's
dark.
just like very basic sort of brew. It's not.
Yeah. It smells great though. It's definitely that kind of more traditional British style of stuff, like Courage Russian Imperial Stout. Not as cherry forward maybe, but it smells great. But it glugged out anyway. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's well nice. Yeah, people that need this in their life. I mean, licorice, big roasty toasty, bit of slightly overdone marshmallow, but definitely that licorice molasses type thing. And I do have. I got myself a nice bar of chocolate as well. So,
nice.
This was always me. If I was on here or not, I was gonna be like, I'm gonna get a big fucking Imperial Stout. Have some dark chocolate.
Nice proper dark chocolate.
Oh, it stays with you, does that as well?
I think
it's very nice.
Verdant are really underrated with the darker beers.
Yeah, you have what was it? Something about ferryman. I remember that being nice.
That shipping forecast they did with Payala, the Imperial. Oh my god! Just it's one of those ones where I think I got a little bit more of the Payala side of the beer in influence, but still absolutely gorgeous.
Mm. Yeah, Payala you can't go wrong, really. The barrel aged stuff they do is just fucking next level. Another, I presume this is disco again. Like kangaroo, but couldn't eat too many days on the bounce. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Paul's got some more insight for us. The horns are placed on their heads different between buffalo and bison. We fed a baby water buffalo ages ago. My kids wanted to take it home from the park. Yeah, I'm thinking of like bison, like the big fucking, fucking bastard, isn't it?
Nasty bastards.
Because the buffalo is like a water buffalo. I'm thinking is like what you're seeing, like the Serengeti. It's like the Buffalo Bills. It's not buffalo on the fucking logo, is it? It's a bison. If I think I'm right, I think I'm right in saying that. But they're massive. They're fucking massive. Like a big mound of a beast.
Yeah.
Truly a beast. The term like a beast. It really is. When I heard, I presume this is to do with Adam getting his ID checked. When I ordered from Craft Shack, they held my order because it was so big. They thought it was a mistake. So they called me to confirm my order the next day. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just making sure. Yeah, I just ordered those two. If I order more, I order more, but there's no guarantee. I'm not just going to do it for the sake of it. But
Yeah.
maybe it's because she's in Liverpool area. Just mistrusting of the
Yeah, they've heard about
of
Scousers.
Scousers. I won't put it past him.
Reputations are there for a reason, and stereotypes.
No, we're in disco. That's all right, mate. It's just fighting technology. Beer, vid, edits here. Just crap gags comments for now. Very welcome, my friend. That's two people I really want to meet in 2022 is Rasco and Disco. Not just Rasco, you as well, Disco.
Yeah, I
Even if it
enjoyed,
takes me and Stuart Pickard to come to your house.
I enjoyed my time with Rasco. He's just so kinetic, though. Just always like about doing stuff. And I actually met Paul from Lords as well. He's a lovely guy.
Paul from Lords is an absolute darling. Yeah.
All he did was apologise to me. And I'm like, no, don't need to. You've got nothing to apologise at all.
When Simon were up here, I met him, Simon, John, and Lee. I'm sure Lee's. I don't know if Lee's still there. Lee W. Met him in Leeds, and we had a cracking time. And John's such a nice man. He's really likable, a really kind of affable, kind of charismatic fellow, but really unassuming as well. Yeah, and we went into, I think it was in White Logs, and before we left, we were like to the bar staff. Last time I was here, I don't think I paid for a couple of pints. I don't think you charged me. So can I pay for that now? And then like one behind bar was like, well, I'll kind of stop checking everything's been done for them. I mean that's well in past. So thanks, but don't worry about it. And he's like, but just the fact that, I mean, for me, I'd be like, got away with that one.
Not even going to mention it.
Not the fucking chance. But he's such a lovely, he's such a lovely man that he kind of, we were like, oh, can I pay for some beers that I didn't pay for like 3 months ago? Yeah, John from Lords, yes, absolutely.
John, what did I call him?
I don't know.
I didn't
Did I call
him
him
John.
something else? I thought I called him John as well.
Did I?
I thought
I called him a different name.
I think so.
Or is that Adam saying John from Lords?
He's definitely called John, isn't he?
Is he? Oh God! Now I've tricked myself.
Pete called him Paul.
Paul, did I? Okay.
Peter Paul. Regardless,
Paul John.
John Paul
Baptiste.
But no, he's a lovely chap. Well, yeah. We're making it over this year, sadly. Alright, I know. I feel your pain, Paul.
Completely understandable, Paul.
I didn't call him Paul. Paul got up here. It's confusing.
Two little dicky birds.
But we'll slab Rory and say it up and running here again. Oh, brilliant. I'm glad you finally got it sorted out, mate. It says, definitely John. Handsome John. Wasn't he a race driver? Yes, he was, yes. No, he's fascinating. He's great company. He's great company. He's unbelievably generous as well. Can't stop him buying you drinks. He takes offence. He's like one of those people he's really offended if you won't take a drink off him. Eventually, he's go, yeah, all right, I'll let him.
Oh, go on.
Like first few times, you go, no, it's all right. It's all right. I'll get my own. It's all right. Thank you very much. It's all right. No. And he's like, he's like, no, I want to buy you a drink. Okay, I'll get you next one. He's like, no, it's all right.
Go on then.
You'll see him. And eventually, it's easy to just be like, what are you
Yeah, it's
having?
easy to submit to the generosity.
I think, yeah, so if Lee's still there, I think it was in Salt's, one of Salt's bars in Leeds. And I'd gone in and ordered something. And I'm like, oh, after that, and John's like, oh, got him in. All right, cool. Changed my order. It would have been initially. It was like a half of something cheaper. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll 2/3 of double IPA then, please. Hey,
Exactly.
gift horse in the face and all that business. It'd be rude of me not to.
Very true.
Yeah.
You were just being manful. I don't
gracious.
think manful's a word, but
gracious recipient.
Yes. You were accommodating his generosity.
Oh yeah, I'm all for that. All for accommodating generosity. Get you guys some homebrew sample in the future. Absolutely, that'd be amazing. Paul. Sure.
Love that.
So it's so nice for me as it is being out stout later this year. Disco maybe do it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Need to get you up to Huddersfield. Get you supping it. The brewery. I'd crawl out of my corner of West Yorkshire.
No,
That was the
any
case.
excuse to go visit Huddersfield again. I loved that day.
Oh, it's not what it used to be. Huddersfield. It's a funny place. Like Manson's bar closed down during COVID,
okay.
and obviously Magic Rot's changed so much. And I think they've really been replaced in that sense. Grove, I don't think Grove's the place it used to be. I think there's some good. The good cask places are still good cask places, but I think Arcade's bigger, but I'm not sure how good it is.
See, I thought Arcade was okay.
It's like 3 times as big now.
Yeah.
From when you went.
So I think that might be a bit more of a benefit to my experience, but I mean, it's one of those. It's a craft beer bar.
Yeah, it is exactly. There's a lot like it in there, I guess. I was looking. I was mentioning to you about being Omicom's next ball share being in Halifax. And on base of that, how far? How is it? How does Peter get to Halifax? You can get to Halifax in about an hour and a half from Wigan. You got to change at Manchester, and that's it. It's about an hour and a half. And Halifax is cracking. It's really good. I mean, if you fancy it at some point, I'm sure Stuart will join us as well.
Yeah,
and he knows even more places in Halifax than me. But load of good craft places. One place did close down, but there's some really good craft places.
Yeah, I mean, the
There's
only place I know in
as
Halifax
it's really good.
is where B and Omicron are doing their bottle share.
Jukes.
Yeah,
Jukes is great.
I've just been seeing loads of stuff on Instagram from them.
Yeah, they are quite active, I guess. But there's a bunch of places. The Alex closed down because it was a tiny little place called the Alexandra Beer Cafe or something, and they bought like fucking another. They bought like 4 the 4 units down, down from them, and they were like over 3 floors. It was fucking massive.
Yeah.
But then it was really problematic. I mean, the beer last time we went, it was just we're all fucking. It was Saturday afternoon. Okay, it was like 3, 4 o'clock, but everything would look like tastes like it'd been sat in lines
Yeah.
for ages. It were all oxidised, and I'm like, this is not good. But it closed down quite soon after opening. Really, maybe they just overstretched themselves and
Probably
timing and stuff didn't
just
work
gave
out.
them
But
gave himself too much of a challenge.
probably. But then there's Victoria Beer Cafe. That's been there for years. That's good. Meandering Bear, which is a bit more of a. It's got. I mean, they've got like a permanent Ienga tap in there, and there's gonna be something decent to drink, cask or keg. You might not be blown away by it, and they've got another place called Grayson Union. So decent. You'll find something you want to drink,
Yeah.
but you might not. It's not going to turn your world upside down. There's a little place called Good Mood, which is more of a cafe bar, but they've always, I mean, pretty much always got Steady Rolling Man on. And I mean, they've had an Overtone on and all sorts, but you'll get once again, you'll get some, you'll get some Colonel. They've often got Colonel on, and Siren, sometimes Magic Rock. So, but it's decent. But that's the kind of place you can go and have food, or you can have you can have a nice cup of coffee and stuff. So, I think you'd like that place actually.
Yeah,
There's a really
that
cool.
does sound nice.
You've got some music's good in there, and what's that fucking band? What you like, but Harry hates? They're very popular. One word, well, 2 words. The something.
I think it's the other way around.
Idol.
Harry loves, but I hate. Is it Idols?
Idols, yeah. Do you know Idols?
No, I don't like. I think Harry's a fan, but I can't.
Is it? I didn't realise it.
Stand them.
I'm not sure if it was the right way around. Anyway, last time I was in there, I was sat in front of this poster. Becky likes Idols, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I was like, look at who'd done that. And that's where I discovered that it was done by the guy who does the illustrations of Great British Bake Off. Of all the kind of like,
Oh really?
yeah, it's
Oh,
him.
when they like cut to the like recipe
Yeah,
page. Nice.
Tom Tovey, I think what it's called. So the Idols poster, it's really nice. It's kind of quite grotesque in a way. It's like a big ice cream sundae, all kind of like globulous and oozing and stuff. It's quite cool. Sold out. I mean, I'd bought it for a birthday, but that's pretty cool. But
that's
they've
they're
got
like,
stuff
they're
like
like
that
one
on
of
the walls
those
and stuff, it's
bands
pretty cool.
whose music is awful, but for some reason they've always got good gig posters. They've always got good album artwork. There's always a good sort of like not brand image, but like image surrounding them, and it's like I can't wear your t-shirts.
I know people who love them, but I've really very. I mean, Becky's played it and stuff, so I've heard them like, and they kind of. I don't know what they are. They're punk. I don't know. I'm really not sure, but as somebody who was into like proper like 77 punk when I was like 16, I don't really buy it.
No.
So I'm. It is what it is. It's fine, but it's not for me. But maybe I don't know if it's. I don't know if they're comparable. Do you know? Have you heard of Bronx?
Bronx.
Beer called. Sorry, a band called Bronx.
Rings
I think
a
you'd
bell.
like him. I'll dig something out. My mate used to be always a big fan of it. It's I think is it John Thingy Bob who was in Drive Like Jehu and Rocket from Crypt. I think it's his band. I think not the big guy, the other guy. I think that's who it is. But my mate, they're probably compatible. Noisy, slightly hardcore punk.
Yeah.
When I think of hardcore punk, I think of like Minor Threat and that kind of maybe Fugazi to a certain degree, and that kind of band. A bit more straightforward, not as kind of aggressive, opposed to noisy. Like the Refused, I don't care about the Refused and stuff like that.
No,
Some people
it's
love
like
it.
I don't get that whole like. It's gonna sound so pretentious, but I don't like that whole avant-garde sort of industrial noise sort of
Me
stuff.
too. Me too.
Where like
Yeah.
they purposely record it so if you've got headphones in, it's going to make your ears bleed because you've got the frequency just right. It's like, no, I don't want that. Fair play.
Yeah,
if
I
you
want
want to do
chunky
stuff like that.
fucking. That's what
Yeah.
I want. I quite like hot water music. Maybe they kind of straddle that the genres a little bit, but a bit more kind of like straightforward, a bit more chunky. But you know, I was going to say a couple of things on that front. Oh, we've lost all the fucking viewers now.
And
We're
I
just
know
talking
we've
about
talked
music.
about music and culture.
They post their
Nobody
eggs.
wants to watch that.
We'll get to wrestling in a minute. Maybe we'll lose everyone. What was I going to say? Oh yes, so your thing, your justice
Yeah.
at work, which is wonderful. So that was fantastic. But my mate who introduced me to Justice, because he'd play him on, he had the hi-fi in the office. He had a really
Yeah.
eclectic music taste. He'd play all sorts of stuff. So that's where I found about them. But he was he was in a bunch of bands over time. But his kind of last proper band that he did, what the fuck were they called? Some stupid name. But they kind of claimed to be a Christian rock band. But what they really were two idiots with kind of like moogs and sequences and shit,
Yeah.
making kind of noise soundscapes, and they'd wear white gloves, and they'd hand out Bibles like before. There was no pretension. It was just them pissing around. It could be
Yeah.
seen as
Just
being
having a
quite
laugh.
pretentious, but they'd hand out Bibles like before the show and stuff like this, or pages of sections of scripture and stuff. Once upon a time, David Shrigley did a competition for like, that he do your like gig poster or your tour poster, and they won it. So yeah, David Shrigley did this kind of like fake Christian rock band who were just actually just idiots fucking around with sequences and moogs with white gloves on. Oh, he's told me all sorts. He'd go to gigs in like little place, arse under nowhere, in basements and stuff. He's like his contemporaries of that point. See, Richard was mainly known for a band called Stalingrad, I think he's done, who were proper fucking true, like hardcore band,
Yeah.
the fucking angry man. And if you met him, he's quite effeminate in a lot of ways. Richard, he's very camp. But first time I'd seen him, I didn't know him at the time, and we'd go to gigs at this place called the Woodland 12, which is an anarcho kind of punk collective place in Bradford. We go to all dayers there, and
Yeah.
his band played unbeknownst to me, but we'd always be like really dismissive because we were in stuff which were a bit poppier and a little bit more kind of like stylish, and they'd be these fucking idiots. And yeah, we referred to him as combat rock or Bradford core because they were just like angry fucking. It was just ridiculous. And then later on, I'm working with him like fucking. You're in Stalingrad, you. And then subsequently finding videos which he manages to hide on YouTube of his old band because it's like fucking hell, can't believe that's him. And but then and then he got into all sorts of weird and wonderful bits and bats, and he'd tell me about his contemporaries when he was doing more noise stuff. Do you know Bolt, not Lightning Bolt? You know Lightning Bolt?
Lightning Bolt, not familiar with.
See, he used to love them. It's two drummers. The band is two drummers wearing like these brightly coloured balaclavas, going mental. Check it out. You might hate it. I never liked it. I think they're quite big in those kind of circles. And he tell me about gigs he were doing with people, and there was one act that got quite popular. There was this guy, and he'd sing through these like thin sheets of glass, and it'd kind of create some effect. And at the end of the gig, it'd shatter and like cut his face. And apparently, he became really big, but he was massively pretentious. But he said there was this other fella who's his actor. So I think he was like a driving instructor, something a bit boring. And he was a bit of a kind of like an out of shape, kind of slovenly, kind of like little fella. But he'd stripped down to his pants, like he'd wear like white Y fronts.
Yeah.
Stripped down to his pants, and a big part of his act was just like beating the microphone on. He took a car door into the venue, and he'd be like banging the microphone on his fucking car door. This little man in pants. I have no interest in listening to anything like that shite.
No.
But I was like, I'm always fascinated by these kind of weird characters that do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm always like fascinated by people who like take a step back and think, oh, "Wow, this is really good." It's like, come on.
I've got a mate who likes weird shit, and he's a bit of an obtuse character. I think you met Simon actually. But,
which one was Simon? Was he?
Did
he go to Sheffield?
He did, yes, he did. Yeah, he's kind of skinny, beard, little cap. He definitely came to Sheffield. I don't think Simon Muff can, but yeah. He's kind of glasses, big fucking woolly beard. Bit kind of looks like Alan Bennett, who's gone on a hunger strike.
I don't.
He's quite quiet.
I'm sure we saw he was there in.
He was there earlier. He left
Triangle or
earlier.
what?
Yeah, he does.
I think that's where I met him because
I think you met him in Sheffield as well. I think you did meet him in Sheffield. I think he left earlier.
Yeah, but he didn't stay out for the whole thing, did he? If
No.
I remember correctly.
No,
yeah,
no.
I remember now. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna because nobody fucking knows him, so it doesn't matter. But he's robbed a bank.
No,
got away with it a long time ago. No one knows who he is, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to become
he's
like
a changed man, so leave him a bit.
I don't know if he is. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad, but yeah, he did rob a bank.
Do you notice big expensive bottles going missing every now and then in the shop?
Well, I won't. Maybe I won't touch on that because that's another unfortunate situation. But he was out on Christmas Eve, which he was popping at the bar early on when I was working, and more people came in, more like the extended group of friends, and everyone was buying like big bottles of fancy shit. He bought a bottle of is it Dupont Bonvu? It's like a 9%, 9.5% triple. Magnum of it.
Yeah.
£35 Magnum of it. I spent like £7 that night. I worked until fucking 1:45 in the morning. I was knackered. But there was everybody were like, "Oh, do you want a bit of this?" Yeah, nice one.
Come on, then.
And there was healthy pause. We had another mate bought a Fremont Imperial Stout. That was amazing. That was like £35 bottle of beer. I was like, yeah, I'll have a pour of that, thanks.
Of course.
A few more comments.
In fact, while you're just reading the comments, I'm going to quickly go get another beer.
Go for it. So where are we at? John, handsome John, absolutely. But you guys, homebrew, distilling oils, only distilling oils, of course. Yes, that's what we'll tell the VAT man. It feels still great. Yeah, it was a fantastic time, wasn't it? Yeah, back then I think it was at its peak around then, Paul. I think Magic Rock had not sold at that point, so it was still kind of like a bit of an epicenter for a great beer, Huddersfield. Great, as I said for you, great trad pubs. But I mean, if you ever come back over here, up this way, I think you'd like Huddersfield, Halifax. Once again, small market town, some good quality cask knocking around. I've been a lot of places in Yorkshire, but sadly not to Huddersfield. Okay. I'll happily pop there when I can. Oh, right, cool. Yeah. I mean, where have you been, Disco? I'm curious. Your opinions. Wrestling question, Rob. Which indie wrestler comes out to an Idol song? Don't know. But you know who fucking comes out to Action Bronson? Fuck. I love fucking Hook, mate. Gotta love Hook. AW overused in CM Punk. Yeah, I've never been a Punk fan. I've met him. He was a bit of an arrogant dick. Do you know who's really cool in comparison? Adam Cole. Adam Cole is a super nice guy. Met him in Keighley. He was a really nice guy. And Chuck Taylor. Chuck D is the best. Chuck D is amazing. And because proper head booker who can there you go, got some wrestling chat going on here, mate. On the lead. I actually thought you said he robbed a bank. The DJ, no, he robbed a bank. Answer: Zack Sabre Jr. Does he? Idols? Oh, really? I've never known what ZSJ comes out to, and I love the fact that Zack Sabre Jr.'s finishing move is named after a Stuart Lee kind of routine. Orienteering Napalm Death. Wonderful. I used to. I mean, back in the day when all the kind of like the chains were off in New Japan, when it were really good. Zack Sabre would always like coming out, just calling people dickheads and fucking flipping them off. Oh, you fuck off, fucking dickheads, fucking this and fucking that. Osprey has been being good on calling people slags a lot, which is hilarious. I mean, I know you've got your issues with Osprey. I think he's amazing. And did win the title. I have not watched it yet, but I don't think he won the title. But yeah, Osprey's amazing. I've not seen Zack Sabre Jr. live. I don't think, but yeah, I think he's great. Yeah, UK in the entrance. Yeah, it's copyright in Japan. Don't know what idols. Oh, right, okay. No, I always been a bit kind of a slightly noisy intro music. It didn't seem like a suitable intro music. It's not real American, is it? But it's the cheesiest. Once again, I think I'm a bit of an Osprey fan. Really, it's impressive. His entrance music is shit. But I kind of like it. If you know what I mean. You know that cheesy fucking Osprey. LFPA in that one. I like it. Something about it. Don't know what it is. Any comments, questions? Bring it on while Peter's getting another ale. That's my name. His friend, my mate, always speaks. Oh, right. Because I thought you knew something about Osprey. Was less than favourable. I think you've mentioned to me in the past. But he put something really. I mean, Osprey spent a lot of time on Instagram and just like dickishly kind of like answering to people, and he put something on social media a couple of days ago, which I thought was really good and it really resonated with me. And I think he's a friend of his. I think he's had a friend who's committed suicide relatively recently, and another one who's having a lot of problems in that regard. And there's someone who's probably on top of the world, really. It's easy to take these things for granted, and he kind of said, "Yeah, I've been guilty of just being a bit like using social media to just like be kind of unhelpful and be a bit kind of not offering anything good." And he talked about from now on, my intention is to do kind of be a positive force in that kind of like in that direction, because I think it's too easy just to be kind of dismissive and what's the word I'm looking for? Negative. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to be that. It's a lot harder to be. Positive for a lot of people. So I'm all for that. And he's fucking ace. So there you go. He's talking about a wrestler. In his social media bits, I think, I'm gonna have to plug my fucking phone. I'm gonna have to turn my heater off. Plug my charger in a minute. You know when it drops down, got 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
On your battery. Well, I will get to you shortly, Peter. I'm just gonna get through the comments and get us up
No problem.
to speed. There we go. He's but we'll do that. Up to JIT. Here we are. Yes, do stuff, but nothing came to nothing. That's good. Never a CM Punk fan. Punk rock. That's it. Cody Rose. You mean? Sorry, do you mean you like Cody? I kind of like Cody. Kind of like him. But when do we get the payoff? When do we get the payoff of him being a shitbag? I don't like. I've been drinking Paul. Yeah, Paul Robinson, just like a scrawny, weaselly shitbag. Maybe he just plays the role very well. Never offered anything good. I never offered anything good. Fair enough, Paul. No, I
Be
think
the
that's
force
not
that
true.
you want to be.
Paul, well, exactly, yeah. Well, as long as it's not. Oh, that was the wrong one. That was my lamp. I unplugged the wrong one.
Rob's got
That
a
was
bit Blair
definitely my lamp.
Witch now.
Ah! I'm gonna have to. Oh fucking! I need a lamp. I need some light. I'm gonna have to take my headphones out.
Yeah, no probs. Let's have a look, see if I can see any of these comments. And it all ends on Paul saying he never offers anything good. As Rob adjusts himself. A bit of a double IPA action from Left-Handed Giant on the go, which we'll talk more when Rob comes back. So I've got a few things to say because I had a Left-Handed Giant earlier today as well, which I reviewed. But, well, we'll see that. Well, we'll talk about it on here. I don't know why I'm still getting notifications when there's been no new comments.
I put a pound in meter. Put Tom Knacker cracking away. There you go.
Are you on a fold-away table as well?
I've got a fold-away table over there, actually. Maybe I can make something of that. HopZine Dark Edition. Yeah, I'm all for that, mate.
Yeah. Just on this from Left-Handed Giant.
Oh, which one was it?
The World Was My Idea, which is the Mosaic double IPA.
How was it?
I came to a bit of a realisation with Left-Handed Giant, because all of their double IPAs seem to be 8% on the nose.
Yeah.
Because I was like looking through as I was uploading and getting information from the most recent Left-Handed Giant review, and then I could just copy and paste the Untapped link and stuff. And I was like 8%, 8%, 8%. And I don't think I've actually been bowled away by a Left-Handed Giant IPA or double IPA for a long time.
They're kind of decent.
Yeah, they're just like sort of not middle of the road, because that's a very unfair assessment, but I'm just like, that's like the reaction, just like, yeah, not bad, but a bit samey, no matter what sort of like hops they use.
Yeah. Nice, but
yeah, and that's why I think I'm more interested by the brew pub stuff that they do, because it's just something a bit different. I mean, don't get me wrong, Left-Handed Giant stouts, I've never had even a dull one. I mean,
really?
I picked up 2 cans
I'm not
of
that fussed by their stouts most of the time.
the
It tastes like
rebrew
fucking
of
cherry.
Ucha, and I've not said that correct. The Woodland Creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up the latest release of that. Picked up 2 cans because I really enjoyed that the first time I had it. That was tasting amazing.
I'm really conflicted over that beer. I'm just not sure.
I don't. It's got everything it says on the label and the description. It does right for me, and for its ABV, I've had sort of like imperial adjunct stouts that have had so much less character and body than that does, and it's only like about 6%.
All right. Yeah. Not mind. Yeah, no, it's never been my favourite. They often the yeast they were using it was always very cherry forward. I always get really upset.
In this latest batch, I
giant
didn't get
stouts.
any sort of cherry, and I don't think I got much cherry when I first reviewed it. And then I think I had some on cask. Can't remember where it was in Sheffield, but I had some on cask, and it was tasting good then. That was more towards the end of the day, from what I remember.
Huh.
But yeah, I think that's a really nice stout, and I wish I'd been able to try the imperial version of it, because I think there's a lot you can do with that. But the IPAs and double IPAs from the recent order, I've just been like, they're nice, but I can think of so many other breweries who I could buy from and get blown away by.
Well, that's it. Blown away is the situation. Jake put something on our group chat recently. It's like I find myself seldom kind of blown away these days. But I mean, it's not that I'm not getting bad beer. Just I think we've got a lot of good beer. Sometimes it's just a bit like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not kind of like it's not really standing out massively. I guess the thing I like about this, in particular, is that it is very much different to a lot of stouts I get. So it might not be my favourite stout ever.
Yeah.
I was looking
that's
at
why I really enjoyed that, because you don't really just see people brewing a high ABV stout. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got the smokiness to it, but I could imagine the non-smoky version of this tasting just as good. You can tell it's just a really well brewed stout, and I miss that.
Right. I mean, as I said, I had a link for Trumpet Madness Open. I've been like toying with an idea for Tuesday, and they've got as it happened. I just turned up at the page again, and straight in front of me is that stout. The other one is Baba Papa, which is probably what. Well, I've had it, and you probably had it when you came to the tap room. Actually, they've changed the logo.
I can't remember what I had.
Yeah, you definitely had it. But so that's essentially what you've got is a smoked version of Imperial Stout, what you probably had.
I think they've done it really, really well. I mean, it's if you don't like smoked beers, you're probably not going to get that much from it. But it's not like a really overly smoky beer, so I think people would enjoy it with that sort of minor, because it's got that more like that sweetness from the smoky aspect, almost like like a smoky flavoring. You could get like liquid smoke, which was more sweet than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what it's like fake smoke, because it's just a really nice, slightly sweet glazed sort of meat character you get in the backdrop of a really well brewed imperial stout with no
like you said, that kind of Schlenkler thing. I mean, it is Schlenkler in itself is I mean, it's a bit of a there's no hiding from it, but if you understand what that flavour particular is, then it is actually quite it's quite sweet. If you took a bit of it, I mean, put a little bit of that over here, it'd be a really unpleasant part of it.
Oh yeah. But I've still got the what's the Imperial Stout series by Cloudwater? I can never remember. It's not Persistence is Utile. It's the continued.
My continuous improvement.
Yeah. So I've got that chocolate orange, which I'm very much looking forward to.
I'd be curious. I had before I came home. I had the Brave Numbers chocolate orange. It was all right. Wasn't that all that chocolatey? Wasn't that all that orangey either? So, but it was all right. But
yeah, I think that's
the
pretty much
Cloudwater.
all I've got left now is stouts.
Yeah, that's often the case, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but mind you, I did go halves with Adam on that brew by numbers box they did. So that's just good beer to have in your cupboard.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was stupidly good value, wasn't it? It's like 6 of one, it was 4 of another.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good sharing kind of case that.
Exactly.
75,
It's good
100
stuff
quid's worth of beer for about 55 quid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a stupidly good price.
It's one of those things. If I'm giving people beer, it's like, well, you might as well have a can of this because I've got 3 more.
My advice was stop giving people beer.
I
Bring
don't.
the
I
fucking
sort of
own.
I like gifting beer. I think that's because I'm just so used to when people are like saying, "Oh, we'll go halves on this," and then basically Adam, he just gives me like about 5 more beers that I
Yeah.
can take on. It's like Adam.
He's offensively generous.
He is indeed. It's a
One thing, where is it? I'm gonna have to find this. I'm really interested because I don't know fuck all about it, but you know about films, and so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, excuse me.
My mate who used to work with a documentary maker, he put his like top 10 films of the year. I'd heard of like one of them, no, 2 of them.
Yeah,
So
my
let me
knowledge
know if
on
you've
modern
heard of him
films is terrible.
or you've seen him. The reason I jump.
The reason I
Yes or
don't
no?
know.
You seen it?
No, I don't think I've even heard of that one, to be honest.
The Green Knight.
Green
It's a cool
Knight.
poster.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Another Round.
Another Round, that was good. That's one of Mads Mikkelsen, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Ah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Basically,
Any good?
yeah, that I enjoyed that. Watched that in the cinema with my friend. That's basically, it's a group of teachers who, one of them is reading this sort of like, what's the word, like thesis or whatever by a psychologist.
Feces.
Yeah, feces. Basically, it's like a scientific paper, I suppose you'd call it, from a psychologist who's like, come up with like, and I think it's based on a real person, and he's like, there is a specific amount of alcohol you can have in your system that will help boost your creativity. It'll like boost your mood. You'll be a lot more productive. So these like teachers are like, well, should we try this? Because like they've all got different sort of situations going on. So they start doing it, and they start like seeing these really good effects. And then they're like, well, in this part of his study, he says this, but I think we should personally up the amount by this much, but then also put these sort of restrictions in. So they're basically just drinking on a daily basis, and they're all still working as teachers. And I don't know, it's just a really entertaining film. Plus, it's Mads Mikkelsen, so.
But he's the epitome of evil.
He is, but in this, he's a cause for good.
All right. Cool.
But it's one of those like classic sort of like Scandinavian films that has humour, drama, and then these really sort of depressing parts, all like encompassed into one film.
Next one, Summer of Soul. As I said, Hanan is a documentary maker, so the first one must be a independent documentary, but the Summer of Soul looks like a bit more big
Is
production.
that music sort of documentary
Yeah,
about
looks like
that
it.
festival in?
Looks like it.
I can't remember what city it is. I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah, I love I love a documentary.
Oh yeah.
So I'll probably dig that one out as well. The Father.
Father, I've not heard of that one.
Judas something Black Messiah. Can't read the tiny print.
I've heard a lot about that, and I think it's actually on Sky Movies or iPlayer.
Oh, is it?
But I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Sound of Metal. I know about Sound of Metal. I've not watched it. I'm sure it sounds great. Have you watched
Sound of Metal. Oh, is that about the
what's he called? Reese. Yeah, the drummer.
I've not seen that yet.
That might be really good. I've not watched it myself. In June, I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest.
June, watched that in the cinema, and I was like, it's just a boring film. Visually
Exactly.
stunning, visually beautiful, but I've not seen David Lynch's version of June.
Was that the original?
Yeah, the original sort of like film adaptation, which
Sting.
was supposed to be done by what's his name?
Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a documentary about Jodorowsky's June. That was more interesting than June.
Yeah, but June.
I mean, I have an interest in Jodorowsky just because I think visually it's quite exciting, and I find him a bizarre, like a curiosity.
Same here, but I don't
like with musicians.
like his films.
No,
but I can
bollocks.
really appreciate him as like an artist and a thinker.
Exactly, I'm interested in the person more than the work.
It's not like David Lynch.
I don't like David Lynch either.
I like David Lynch as a person, and there's only like a very
select
few
about him, but yeah.
films. And by the way, the amount of times I've tried to watch Twin Peaks, and I start watching it, and I'm thinking, it's like it's purposely bad, because I'm just laughing at like Ray Wise like trying to cry, and it's just like this complete over the top acting, and I'm like, why am I laughing? He's just found out his daughter's dead. Even though I think, spoiler alert, he killed his daughter. But if you've not watched Twin Peaks by now,
I'm not interested.
No, it's just
I liked him in Louis. Yeah, I've seen a bit of Eraserhead. I remember buying, it was like years ago. A bunch of mates I was hanging out with, we'd go to secondhand market and buy films, and because we knew a bit more about film, we'd be picking up slightly more interesting bits and bats, and slightly more culty bits and bats.
Yeah.
And I remember buying Lost Highway and think I can't remember the conversation about Lost Highway about. It's fucking rubbish.
It is. It's
fucking rubbish.
They're silly. They're like silly films, but they're like lauded as masterpieces of.
I fell asleep watching Mulholland Drive. It's just boring.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get like the appeal. I mean, I really did not like Blue Velvet. I mean, I thought Dennis Hopper. I enjoyed his performance, but I'm like even thinking, this is just stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I worked at an art house cinema for 11 years. Never, I've got no fucking. I've seen all sorts of stuff. No interest, and I'm just not into it. I don't get it. Boring.
But I do kind of like the fact that David Lynch on like Instagram does his daily weather reports.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He's like an avant-garde troll.
Exactly. He knows the cult status that he has. So fair play to him. But his films. I think there's only Eraserhead that I actually really enjoyed, just
Yeah, I've
because
seen a
it was
bit of that.
just
But,
because I think that's one of those examples where the sort of like absurdity about it is entertaining. Plus, I remember my mum telling my dad it was not long after I'd been born, and
okay.
she had like the flu or something really badly, and he made her watch it, and she just got so upset during the film.
I'm not surprised. Why is he fucking subjecting us to that?
I don't know. I don't know why
Poor
my dad.
judgment on his behalf.
If you've met my
I've
dad,
met your dad. He's a lovely man.
he's far from someone who'd say, "Oh yeah, I love Eraserhead, mate."
He doesn't strike me as a David Lynch fan. No, sorry, last two on his list were Promising Young Woman. That rings a bell.
I've heard that. I've seen that advertised a lot, and it looks pretty good, but I've not watched it. I've not watched many films at all from this year.
And Ron's Gone Wrong, which is animated, which I'm sure is good.
One's gone wrong. I've not heard of that.
It's animated. I think it's a kids' film.
But I'm quite interested by that list, though.
Oh no, yeah, I said Hanan was always really kind of. He was a real kind of because he was always so much in film as a filmmaker himself. And it popped up just before we came on. And I was like, huh, I'll hold on to that. I'll talk to Peter about it because he might have a bit more insight. Turned
But
out
yeah,
he
I
didn't
think
really.
the most shocking selection is Dune, because I watched that in the
Yeah,
cinema. It's a good cinema experience just because of
that's
all
it.
the
The
effects.
visual
But it's like, as a film, it's just
concept is dull as fuck. Isn't it about
what am
spice
I
trade in the
watching
summer?
now?
Sounds dull as fuck.
It's one of those films where it's like you could easily cut out about 45 to 50 minutes because it's
Yeah.
just completely unneeded.
Exactly. No, I completely. I'm with you about films. I've not watched many at all. Which watched that thing here. Watched that one on Netflix. Leonardo, was it? Don't Look Up. Watch that. That was good.
Oh my god, I've heard that's fucking awful.
It's good.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
kind
I've
of.
heard like the
It's a
consensus
bit of a
is
romp. It's a bit stupid, but
yeah,
it's quite. It's kind of well observed in a lot of ways because it's very much kind of. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with Trump. That's what he did. In stark contrast, if you
okay,
want something to stark contrast to that,
yeah.
which I think I watched on Christmas Day, so I'm a barrel of laughs. It's on iPlayer called is it 4 Hours in the Capitol? It's all about the siege of the Capitol. That was amazing. That
Oh
was
yeah,
that yeah. That's if you've not seen it, it's
I'll have to watch that.
fucking mental. Oh yeah, please do. I mean, it's rough. It's fucking rough. But yeah, it kind of outline. It just shows how fucking ridiculous it all was. That what the people who invading
Oh yeah,
that they had no agenda really. They didn't have no fucking purpose. Didn't know what they were going to do when they got there. But the mayhem and damage, like physical damage that they
yeah.
caused,
Was it?
was
There was like an
appalling.
explosion on the front steps, wasn't there?
Oh no, it's just the worst bit is there's it's fucking awful. So at one point there's a tunnel to get into a certain access tunnel,
Yeah,
and all they do it's nuts. I mean, I'll talk about this in a bit more length as well. And all they're doing, so there's the Capitol Police are trying to hold this door, but the door's open. They're trying to push them back, and but the protesters trying to push them that way. So it's just like push, push, push,
yeah.
push, 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 and it's really and no what's happening. It's just a real stalemate, really. It's fucking ages, but they're all saying if you've tried to fight someone physically for like 30 seconds, you'd be exhausted. do that for an hour and a half. They're all
Jesus.
fucking. I mean, yeah, and but then some like other more specialist kind of like police officers that were kind of drafted in. They finally arrive. Even though Trump was sitting on his fucking ass watching it all go down. They turn up, and the tide starts to change a little bit because they're fresh. And the kind of right police, and there's two of them we're talking about it. Two of them went through it, but one of them, and you're probably aware of this. One of them got dragged over the top by the protesters, and what he went through was fucking horrendous. He was being tasered in the fucking base of his spine. Well, I mean, top of his spine, like back of his back of his head. And they were just like, they're all fucking screaming, fucking kill that motherfucker. Oh, just absolute madness. I mean, it's archetypal mob mentality. Being tasered in your fucking, like, in your fucking top of your spine and stuff. And he couldn't do anything. And he's this hardcore dude.
Yeah.
And he's saying at the time, he clearly hates these fucking people still. And at one point, he's completely at their mercy.
Oh God, yeah.
And he starts just pleading with them. It's like he's saying, "I've got kids," and because I think it's just that mob mentality, they're just freaking losing perspective on what's going on.
Just completely
And somebody just says,
devolve into. It's
somebody
like,
steps in.
You can't even like call it a primal.
No, it's fucking mental. Somebody steps in and says, and fucking pulls him out of it all and says, I mean, so we've got, initially it's like, we've got one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like bullshit, but eventually they're like, fucking leave it, let him go, fucking let him go on the rocks. So they're fighting amongst themselves, let him go. And he gets like, get a bit closer back, and his mate fucking grabs him and pulls him back and stuff. It's horrendous.
Jeez, I
But
don't
he
think
survived
people
and stuff. But
realise how awful that whole situation was.
no, I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. I said, watch it. It's a couple of hours. It's not easy, but then all the bullshit of like some of the people involved who got in there, and like there's one guy who's, I think he got done. He got fucking prosecuted and stuff, but he's just saying like he gets into like into a main part of the building and stuff, and he just kind of sparks up a joint. I'm like, what are you fucking doing that for? This shows how little purpose or thought went into this entire situation.
You've actually not really.
If you want a coup, fucking go for it. I mean, I'd have a bit more respect if there were a purpose and something happened and something.
Yeah, but if you're just there like
better
thinking, "Oh, I'm
from
going
it.
to spark up a joint," and I think it shows the mentality of a lot of people involved
Yeah,
in that whole thing.
people are putting. It's pitiful. They all get in because that's it. There was so much available footage because people were filming it while they're in there,
Yeah.
and body cams and all sorts of the police. So much real footage of it. You kind of get a real kind of like, I mean, and obviously an edit and a director can skew it in whatever direction they want it to be, but you can't deny kind of actual like because there is that much
That's
footage
it.
of it.
You could always like use that. Oh well, they just edited all the footage to push this narrative. Well, a lot of this footage is easily acquirable online anyway, so you can see from the horse's mouth what they've been doing.
What do you even say at this time? Don't know what that's referring to, but Craig's Palmer don't look, it was fucking shit. That's his capsule review. I find it quite entertaining. Well, I mean, it's a romp.
Yeah, I will have to watch that.
It won't change your mind. It won't change your world if you watch it. But I said that the capital thing was very good.
Oh, I'll have to look that. I didn't even know they'd done done a documentary on that? Because I know there's
Mm.
obviously a bit of a buzz about it because it was about, wasn't it, a year?
Yeah, no, this is no.
happened.
It's been out months and months and months.
Ah, okay.
It won't coincide with that. I said I watched on Christmas Day. So I'm a cheery kind of fella. But yeah, definitely worth it. But I'm a sucker for a good documentary, so that's always often
Yeah,
my.
same here. Speaking of which, have you ever watched that series 24 Hours in Police Custody?
Yeah.
Well, there was one recently which just completely, and you think 10, even like as little as 10 years ago, they would not have shown this on TV. And it was basically it started off with like the 999 call or 111
Right.
call of two parents like frantic because the baby has stopped breathing, and then as the documentary progressed, because obviously I'm not sure if it was Channel 4 or BBC, they were filming it as the investigation was going on, and it was just basically the sort of stepdad had continually like physically harmed this child, and like it like shows you clips of videos that neighbors have like recorded of him like shouting at his girlfriend and stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And it was absolutely awful to watch because of the content, but so engrossing. And all I could think of was, well, I can't believe this is actually being broadcast. It's good that it is because it gives awareness and stuff. But it's just, it was one of those things that really got to me, and it takes a lot for
I'm not surprised,
like a TV program or a. And
that
it's like one of those things you can't even like recommend someone watch it, but it's one of those things you have to sort of see.
Yeah, it's kind of compelling in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But yeah,
I know what you mean. No, that sounds awful.
It was fucking atrocious.
See,
Really
because I kind of seen. I mean, on a similar kind of vein, I've seen a lot of stuff about it before the documentary came out, but it was a Netflix thing. He's called Chris, based in America, and I forgot what the documentary is called. It's a pretty big one on Netflix, and he kills his wife and kids. He's having an affair with somebody at work, kills his wife and kids. He like buries them in like some weird locations to do with like because he's to do with oil, drilling for oil. Do you know what I mean? And he kind of claimed he kind of like
I think I've
claimed
heard a few
innocence.
people talk
What's it
about
called?
this.
Oh, what's it called? It's like the murderer next door or something. No. It's real. I couldn't watch it. Because we're using a lot of his wife who we killed. We're using a lot of her kind of social media stuff. I just feel like fucking nuts.
Jeez, it just amazes me how far we've come in regards to what can be shown, but then at the same time, it's like all these trivial things that you can't really show, and you're thinking, really? But on like mainstream television, I've just seen a documentary about a man who's killed his own infant child, but I can't see a documentary about some silly subject.
Where is it? I mean, as it happened, a few of the bits have popped up. Abducted in Plain Sight. If you've not seen that one, that was really good.
Which one?
That's
was that?
mental.
It's
fucking mental. So it's a guy who kind of he abducts this kind of like 11-year-old who is in love with. It's creepy as fuck in that sense, but then makes her believe that she is the reason why he's got to. Essentially, they've got to have a child to save the world, and she
Jesus.
become. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's really far fetched, but it actually happened to these people. Watch that. I think that's on Netflix. Abducted in Plain Sight. That is fucking. That's really good.
Is that the same documentary where he actually sort of got involved with the family as well?
Yeah, he was like a friend of the family.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
where he sort of like had a moment with the kid's dad, like a very intimate moment.
yes, and you're
I've
having an
still
affair
not watched
with
that.
a
There's
mother.
so many people
You're having an
talking
affair
about
with a
that.
mother as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking mental. But that's it. It's real though. This shit happened.
Yeah.
It's fucking mental. It's well worth watching. I'm sure it's something next. Yeah, I'm all for a bit. I'm all for a bit. Oh, there it is. American Murderer, The Family Next Door.
American
That's the
Murderer,
one I'm talking about.
Next Door.
Which is it's that the one I was talking about with the guy Chris. It's called Chris something, I'm sure. Who it's so fucking tragic that he was and there don't seem any rhyme or reason behind it. I mean he he was having an affair with someone from work. But I don't know if his wife really knew about it all that much, but then he kind of phoned it all in, I think, and then kind of like claimed innocence. I mean that something had happened to his wife and kids. They were missing and blah blah blah. And it was just over time and stuff that he was broken down, and he was prosecuted for it, and because he was guilty. But I mean, like why did it come down to that? Just
How did it get to that point?
Yeah, it's awful. It's massively tragic. But I said, I think in the Netflix one, it uses a lot of the social media of his wife, which will make it a lot more kind of real. Which I don't know if I want to see that. It makes something which is massively tragic even more fucking tragic. And
Makes it
it's
that
so
like bit more
wasteful.
personal and relatable, doesn't it? Really, it's sort of
Yeah. Yeah, because like, nobody needed. In that situation? No one needed to die. Yeah, I mean, talking from somebody who's been through comparable situations, no one needs to fucking die. Jesus Christ, you fucking animal. I mean, but yeah, yeah, madness, absolute madness. Yeah, as I said, I'm all about it for you. I'm all about. I could fucking bang on about multiple documentaries on. Should knock it around on Netflix. And I mean, Tiger King all day long.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
always
if you're on
just
the
like
Doc and Tell thing,
enjoyable, safe bet, aren't they? Rarely documentaries.
No. If you think athlete, I'm just looking at what highly rated stuff on Netflix. Athlete A, if you've not seen that, that's about the American gymnastics team and the abuse that was going on there by a doctor.
I remember hearing
it's good.
about
it's fucking awful, but it's good. There's one about Bikram yoga. That's good. About the fucking once again an abusive man at the top of the pyramid.
I've heard people
small
talking
pants.
about him. I'm
so
out of the loop on Netflix documentaries and Netflix exclusive films and stuff.
Well, I've been looking at my mate's got a Plex account, which is kind of like signed me into, and something it caught my eye on there, which I'd watched loads of stuff about in the past, which is Heaven's Gate cult. Which is do you know those?
Yeah.
They all were in like bunk beds wearing purple and stuff.
With the sort of like really skinny old guy with the bigger. Yeah.
So there was something on there. I'm like, oh, because often when you find them on YouTube, they're quite poorly done by the numbers productions, and they were like, actually, that had good quality. If you've not seen, is it Wild Country, which is amazing. If you've not seen that, that's incredible.
Country.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. If you've not seen that, it's fucking amazing.
No, I've not seen.
Oh, once again, it's kind of like a swami headed kind of cult based who based it out of India, who moved to it's like little town in America, and it all unravels. It's fucking brilliant. That's on Netflix. Wild Country. Honestly, do yourself a favour. That's a week of your life. It's well spent. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, nice.
It is really good. Yeah, it's really good because it just becomes more and more ridiculous, more and more absurd, but serious at the same time. Yeah, if you've not seen that, that's an absolute corker. I mean, no, I'm just on this thing on this screen on Netflix, and that's what come up. If you've seen Team Foxcatcher, that's fucking brilliant as well.
No, I'm rarely up to date with
Oh, that's
Netflix.
out years. No, that's been out years. Even Steve Carell was like the lead in a dramatization of it. It's about
Fox, hang on a minute.
it's
Fox
about
Country.
the kind of like the head of the Olympic Greco-Roman team, wrestling team.
Yeah, because he was in like a dramatization of it a few years
Yeah,
ago, wasn't he?
Steve Carell. Yeah.
Wasn't that
Which
way
is
like
it's not bad.
they like gave him like a prosthetic nose and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The film's not bad, but the documentary is amazing. The documentary is fucking amazing. Love it. It's but yeah, because it is batshit crazy when it comes down to it, and tragic. I mean, as most good documentaries sadly are.
Exactly. It's always like really somber
Yeah,
undertone.
yeah. I always find myself confronted by Netflix and going, like, "What the fuck am I going to watch? Is anything what's good? What's
Yeah.
worth my time?" So then I end up just not kind of watching anything a lot of the time. I've like lost in fucking clicking through screens.
Yeah, you start off, and the next thing you know, you're on like page 24. Is that what you even say this time?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers, miscellaneous.
If I'm supposed to go, oh, it's good that. Yeah, it's nice that is that Lee. Um, was it King Seagull or something like that? That was really good as well. I mean, I'd say, is it King Seagull and Monster Truck Taxi is my preference, my favourite so far. Close King was
Electric
the fifth
Butterfly was
kind.
quite
It's
a
worth a
nice one.
watch on Amazon Prime. What's that then?
Electric Butterfly from Asvex.
Oh yeah,
That was quite nice. I had one
I
earlier
think they're
today, but
decent.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think they're decent. I think they've got a way to go, but the stouts are poor. I
I think
had two stouts. I think they're poor.
that's what stopped me from making an order from them direct, because there was just enough selection where you could get like one of each. And then I was like, a brewery that young, do I really want to take a risk on an Imperial Stout? Even though I think it's one of the guys from Neon Raptor, isn't it?
Yeah. From what I understand, legally binding comments. From what I've been told, was that so it's one of the founders of Neon Raptor, and in his. I mean, obviously I know people from Neon Raptor, so if they end up seeing this is what I've been told, that they it got to a point where I think there was differences in what a number of parties within the brewery wanted to do, and as the major shareholder, he had the option to buy them out because he wanted to do it a different way. So what I've been told, and when it came down to that, they then in turn said to him, "Well, why don't we buy you out?"
Okay.
And that's what's ultimately happened. They bought the other people who were, which I think I've met one of them at least. It might be a guy called Tom. I met at Leeds. He's a nice guy. And everybody I've met at Neon Raptor are absolutely lovely as well. By the way, I'm not saying anything but that. And so they're like, yeah, they bought him out, and he's set up as a result of that. And I think it's probably a really good move because I think Liverpool is, I've heard good things about like Carnival
Yeah.
and Black Lodge to a certain degree, which I definitely want to drink some of their beer when I get over that way. Liverpool still lacks that kind of that headline brewery. When you think of major
Yeah.
cities, you think of maybe one or two or three breweries, depending on the city. And Liverpool is a significant city, and it's not had that for a
No,
long
it's sort of like in those sort of early stages of being a really burgeoning sort of craft beer scene. But I don't know. I think the breweries like not necessarily to say specifically, but breweries of the ilk like Northern Monk or someone like that, just get a small bar in the centre of Liverpool, some sort of like outward
Mm.
but still quite northern brewery who can afford to branch out a bit. I think there's worse places you could have a little setup than
Yeah,
Liverpool.
Salt probably.
Yeah,
To be honest. Yeah, no, but I think there is an opportunity for maybe they're just not the ones that are there, Carnival, Top Rope, Black Lodge. Maybe they just don't have the money to kind of like get
yeah,
those kind of city centre locations and stuff. I mean, and maybe Azvex becomes that terrible name, by the way.
yeah.
Maybe it becomes that one that people know about because it's like how they
Maybe
present themselves that they become a
the
known nationwide before they
yeah
become all that popular locally. So you develop a reputation, kind of like Smart. Well, not quite the same, but like Smod. I think they Sheffield's similar in a lot of ways. Sheffield's got a lot of beer heritage, but it doesn't have a cool, trendy brewery.
yeah
Smod is the most unassuming one in that sense, but
yeah
it has become a kind of like a flagship of kind of like modern cool brewing in Sheffield. In contrast to, for example, Leeds being Northern Monk and North, who are very overtly kind of overtly cool, I guess, in that sense.
yeah definitely. And I think with where Aspects, if I remember correctly, where they're actually going to have their sort of like tap room and stuff, it's going to benefit Carnival greatly because you can go to Aspects and then a very short walk away, you've got for me what is probably the best brewery in Liverpool and the Merseyside area, a Carnival. Close second with Chapter, but they're more, I think, Runcorn sort of way
Yeah,
and a bit out of the way. I think they would definitely benefit with moving to a more centralised Liverpool location because there's loads of trendy dock spaces, loads of popular like industrial sort of areas
yeah,
where a brewery would fit in perfectly. And there's the you've got the market there because Brewdog Liverpool. It's not my favourite Brewdog, but it's still a popular sort of drinking place, and it's in a
Really?
really sort of financially viable part of the city. You've got loads of like posh and overly priced but lovely accommodation and flats and
Exactly, and I think personally, if one of those breweries, for Black Lodge, for example, I think they present themselves quite nicely. If
Yeah.
they had that equivalent, I think people in Liverpool would go to a Liverpool-based company over fucking BrewDog.
oh
I
yeah,
know
definitely.
BrewDog's a supermarket brand now, but and the visibility and all that business. But if you had a comparable experience bar-wise, and it was a local, but they were cool and their stuff looked good and tasted good, I think that'd really be a real benefit. But
Yeah. See that again, Black Lodge, completely almost glossed over Black Lodge. I've had some really good beers from Black Lodge. They're sort of like tap room that we went to, or brewery tap was just it was really nice. It's really nice when you're able to sit outdoors because of its location, but at the same time, it's like you could have a small premises somewhere in the heart of the city centre.
yeah,
Obviously, but again, like you said, you don't. They might not be able to at the moment afford like rent and to get all the. But it will make sense if they have the main sort of tap room on the docks, because it's Liverpool docks. It's iconic in itself,
mm.
and you don't necessarily have to go to the Baltic Triangle, which has its own sort of like cultural significance.
Yeah,
But if you were a bit more central, so people didn't have to like walk all the way to the basically the end of the city where the river is. Um, but yeah, hopefully, a couple of years' time, we'll see some sort of expansion from the pre-existing breweries, and then I don't think sort of like outside influence is that much of a bad thing, really, if it
yeah,
presents good drinking choices and things
yeah.
like
We
that.
should get figured. I was thinking about it. I mean, and 'cause I noticed he was in Leeds for his mum's birthday this weekend. So I know Jack's not at Love Lane anymore. He's at Twisted Wheel, wherever the fuck they are. Bit
I think
further
they're like
away. They're like
more,
Warrington or something like that.
yeah, Warrington, I think.
I might say, we'll see if he's around. See if he should come down. He's good company, he's Jack. He should come down and hang out with us on our Liverpool expedition.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just need
Yeah.
work to give me the the correct days off. They've not confirmed if they can give me them. I mean, I can easily get there and back anyway, but
Yeah, yeah,
it'd just be nice not to have to worry about working the next day.
yeah, yeah. I've requested the Friday off, and I'll leave on the Sunday. But I still need to book that hotel. Anywho, on that bombshell. No, it's been really fun, Peter.
Yeah, it's been good to
It's
catch up.
it's been a really kind of like diverse
Vast array of subjects, but it seemed to go
subject
downhill
base.
after the culinary
After we
part
talked
of the
about
show.
breakfast and eggs,
Yeah.
maybe we
Next
lost people
time
when we
we'll be
talked about beer.
discussing cheeses. So
Oh, maybe cheese and maybe obtuse, too obtuse.
might be, might be.
A little bit of Comté in the fridge and a little bit of Langres from.
Oh, I do like a bit
They
of
were just
Comté.
supermarket cheeses, them ones. Christmas supermarket cheeses, but maybe. Excuse me, I got hiccups from like a very small amount of beer that was left in my glass.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Maybe this is something for you to look forward to in later life. When I start sneezing, it's a good fucking 15, 20 minutes before I stop. That's a nugget for you to hold on to.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'll be able to sleep a
So
little bit better
when you get into
tonight at the
your mid
prospect of
forties,
prolonged
thinking
sneezing fits.
lots of sneezing when you get older. But no, it's been it's been really fun. And thank you for everybody who's joined us this evening for this complete nonsense. If I'm being honest, but I prefer to spend an evening in company of good friends opposed to just sitting in front of my telly watching shit on YouTube.
Yeah, our nonsense is much better than most of the shit in the aforementioned television. So
I'd like to think so. But yeah, anyway, thank you for spending a bit of your time with our nonsense.
Yeah.
So check yourself before you wreck yourself, as I always say at this point. See you next time.